Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, folks that fit in whatever area exists in the liminal spaces, welcome to MNW Warzone. I am your host, General Manager Jerry Aldini, and I am joined here in our secure commentary booth by Pete McPherson, and returning to us thankfully this week, Michael Montoya.
Jerry, I'm hyped up. I'm ready for this week.
I'm Jerry. Michael, last week HR pulled you into a meeting at the last minute. How are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good. You know, just the usual. Strap me down to a chair, hold your eyes open, show you the video of, horrible, terrible things, and then they show you videos of better things. Chemical cocktails, the usual.
All right. Well, as long as you're feeling good and ready, because
I'm feeling fine.
That's
I'm
good.
Fine.
Everything's fine.
I'm fine, Jerry.
You're fine. Like
fine.
VIP is fine.
I'm good. Don't remind me.
All right. Fair enough. So today, oh boy, have we got a crazy day today, folks. We have, first off, just getting into it, we have the King's Road tournament kicking off today. Now, what is the King's Road tournament, you might ask? It is going to determine who the winner of today's main event will face at Multivania for the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship. And we are doing the first two matches today, Defunct versus Nice Ice, and Sir Unklydunk versus the Jester. Who is the Jester?
Who's the Jester? Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
The Jester is, I scoured the indie circuit, and I think I found the right wrestler to face Sir Unklydunk. I found the perfect wrestler.
I know what you did, Jerry. You went to some BS Outlaw Mud show, and you picked that you got us a housing, if you will. You got us some BS, probably can't even wrestle. Oh, God. You know what? I'm just going to take a nap during that match then.
No, well, you could, but you're going to miss a historic moment if you do. But that's not all. No. We have the Unified Tag Team Championship match. The Outlaws facing the champions, the Aw Lawds. You have our main event. It is going to be the first ever Fallout death match.
I have a lead line suit today.
Okay, we're going to be here in our secured location. It is off-site. It is going to be in a secure, decommissioned, coolant tower scheduled for demolition. It's going to be fine. We got safety crews ready to extract the wrestlers at the last possible moment, hopefully so they don't die. It's going to be great. Trust me, it's going to be very...
So I wore a lead line suit for nothing.
I mean, around here, it might prove out that it's fine. And also tweeting out on social media, Sir Unklydunk saying, I don't like the implications of your statement, Aldini. Unkley, it's going to be...
I.
Trust me. I think you're going to be impressed. I do indeed think you're going to be impressed. But with that, you know what? We got so much going on. So much going on. In fact, we have so much going on that I don't see any reason for us to be talking. We got somebody coming down to ringside who wants to make a statement. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show off. Let's head down to ringside.
Yeah, who do we got coming down? Let's take a look. And it's Megablitz X. I don't care.
It is our henshin hero, Megablitz X. He, of course, faced Samjax last week for the big mega money in the big bank briefcase. And let's face it, he obviously didn't win. He's here. He's obviously conserving his henshin energy. Let's hear what he has to say. Hey folks, it's me, Megablitz X, your henshin hero. And you know what? I just want you to know, I'm still feeling strong. And that's good because last week, all right, let's be honest, last week didn't go as I had hoped. But then again, I wasn't just facing Samjax, was I? No, I wasn't. I was facing all of the Conquest bloodline. Every single one of those bastards. But you know what? When you're like me, when you are somebody who's trying to reach the heights of elevation, you got to face the depths of the earth. And no one sinks deeper than the Conquest bloodline. So Sam Jax, let me just give you a little reminder here. You didn't break me. Do I look like I'm a broken man? No. Because I know that one battle does not a war make. And I went through everything you threw at me. So you hold that briefcase close, bloodsucker, because I am going to be dogging your every step. Do you hear me? You will not know a moment's peace, no matter what schemes you might have. I will be there, because that's what a hero does. And that goes for the rest of the bloodline. You are all on notice. I will be there, ready and able to stand before you to defend the multiverse. Just like my brother-in-arms, Brawl Kaiser. It's time to get elevated. He was literally flexing on the bloodline.
Yeah, like, this is great and everything, but, like, are we gonna get sued for the whole elevate thing?
It's his catchphrase. It's always been. Have you not heard his theme song?
Sure, it's his catchphrase.
Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine.
But what's that? What's that smell, Jerry? Smells like, well, besides sweat and disappointment, it smells like some. Is that some multi-man action I'm smelling?
We are in fact getting ready for some multi-man action. I mean, you know, it's the normal that we start off with a showcase match. But honestly, before that, we got some interesting audio. I think we need to play. Last week, you weren't here. You were strapped to a chair, being forced to watch educational films. But we heard from the Bad Batch and their response to the issues going on with human resources. So let's just say that the person who organized that meeting, one Mr. Butler, well, he needed to have a conversation with his employer. Let's go hear that now.
Mr. Butler, what's this I've heard about you and Nakano making an alliance with the rest of the Bad Batch? I don't recall authorizing such a thing.
That's because you didn't. I made this call on my own.
Oh, without consulting me? That's bordering close to insubordination in my book.
Boss, I have the utmost respect for you. I'd still be wasting away in prison if you didn't spring me loose. And for that, you have my loyalty. However, this is something that needs to be done. Any authoritative administration that prioritizes their own self-serving interests over the needs of the people they claim to represent is not fit to serve in the first place. I have seen it time and time again. The world government, the Holy Britannian Empire, the Kingdom of Midland. People will always rebel against abuses of power.
And that justifies resorting to taking a page from the Book of Communism?
It's not a union, boss. It's a mutually agreed upon alliance for the good of MNW's future.
Agreed upon without my approval? If you think I will allow this, then you clearly—
Boss! Regardless of what happens, I have made my choice. I have not, I repeat, not joined any form of union. Neither has Nakano. When this is all settled, everything will be the same as it was before. I'm sorry I had to do this without consulting you, but I had to do something. If it makes you feel any better, I got you a little something. Spent my own money on this. You know how Sandman won Questionable's golden boots a while back?
Mr. Butler, all is forgiven.
Thank you, boss. Let me know if you need them resized.
Well, you know, when in doubt, bribe the boss. Meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, we have Taylor, the representative of Conquest Bloodlighting, asking, can we get an official doctor to make sure this child got a concussion, or 2, or 20? Megablitz he was medically cleared. It's okay. And then Theron Eldrazi tweeting out, speaking of elevation, the tag division is about to be taken to new heights tonight. Welcome back to Outlaw Country. Well, as we said, we will be seeing the Outlaws take on the Aw Lawds for the Unified Tag Team Championship tonight, as decreed by Human Resources. But
hey, Jerry, have you been getting the Outlaw t-shirts I've been sending you in your size constantly this past week?
Has that been why? Just why? Also,
because it's funny.
Tweeting out on social media, the Sandman, hey Butler, I believe the word you're looking for is coalition. Also, thanks for the 100K, man. Oh, okay. I guess.
No, he got it right when he called it communism, and I'm not gonna stand for it. I'm sitting down.
That's fair. You know what? Let's head to ringside action right now. It's time for our first match.
A man showcase, baby.
Your opening match is an 8-man showcase match. Introducing first. Yakiniku Party!
Pour your space margaritas and put on your space diapers. Here he is, folks.
He is the Space Cowboy. He is the defender of the Starways. He is Yakiniku Party. You know, there's been a lot of talk with Multivania coming up about the veterans, the people who've been here from the beginning. And this is one of the originals. He has been here since day one. Yakiniku Party.
One of the first matches I've ever watched had Yakiniku Party and somebody else that I can't quite remember, but I do remember Yaku from my first time ever watching MNW. But let's see who we have up next.
Introducing next. Lade Hireold.
The pleasantness level in the room just raised by a visible degree.
That is
Hireold.
Right. It is our French-Canadian daredevil, Lade Hireold, and as always, the hashtag #GetLade erupts on social media whenever he appears. A fan favorite, a man who's, just raises the bar on professionalism and skill every time he appears.
Speaking of professionalism, you like getting laid, right, Jerry?
What happens between me and Trixie is none of your business.
You're old.
And that now we have, so this is number 2. It's already starting off with a couple of veterans. Wonder who we have. Well, I know, but I'm sure you're wondering who we have next.
Chomping at the bit.
Introducing third. Pupusa Monkey E.I.
And here he is, member of Mystery Inc., also a longtime veteran of MNW, Pupusa Monkey.
E.I.
Man who uncovered the trail that led to liberation of Maximillian Thunderthighs. But that's fine, because VIP's fine. And this man is fine. He's been doing great work with his partner, Mr. Enigma. And as we said, veteran of MNW.
If any fans want to buy a $10,000 collection of every single piece of VIP merch, just drop me a line. I'm good.
You're not selling your VIP merch.
Maybe.
I mean, VIP is fine. Ausir Taran said so last week.
I'm sure he's right. It's just, I might want to take out a policy or something real quick.
Well, we'll have to see. Meanwhile, as Pupusa finishes making his way to ringside.
Right. Got that Mystery Inc. representation. Who do we have up next?
Introducing next. Representing Conquest Bloodline, it's Gorm!
Oh boy. Well, things just got significantly more difficult for every other competitor in this match because it's goddamn Gorm!
It is Gorm, member of Conquest Bloodline, another. There's kind of a theme going on here of MNW veterans. Because of his stint on Flashbang, a lot of people forget he was one of the early members of the MNW roster.
One of the oldest and biggest heads in the game.
And of course, last week...
But since he's Goliath, it's more of a stone thing.
I still don't know how that works. Anyway, you know what? Let's get on to our fifth entrant.
I'm right. I'm Tis.
And introducing fifth. Carcharodon.
With all the veterans, you need to balance it out with a member of the Bad Batch. And here we have Carcharodon.
Carcharodon.
Feels he was unfairly passed over for that recent four-man match that determined the contender for Cain's Nexus Titan Championship. So
due to HR's human bent, I'm not gonna yell again, but you know what? This is hard for me to say, Jerry. I like Carcharodon at times, and I believe he was treated unfairly.
Well, I mean, he is part human.
Okay, I need a drink of water after saying that hurt.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Introducing next. Representing VIP, the Doctor of Albanomics.
And here he is, member of VIP, still wearing the jorts.
Still got the charts on these. The Doctor of Albanomics. One of the best. Also a veteran of the business. Making his way down. That's going to spice up this showcase match.
And tweeting on social media, R Sawyer. But I like hearing Montoya yell about the bees.
Listen, I see the internet. I watch your kids' memes, and I don't appreciate you taking advantage of my vulnerable moment. And I'm going to start charging people for playing that over and over again.
It was a hit.
And introducing seven. It's Lachen.
Oh boy, the funniest man to come out of a German super soldier project. It's Lachen.
Yep.
Killing it in-house, out-house. Wherever he goes.
I'm a little concerned. Apparently, Carcharodon's tweeting from ringside. Funny you mentioned the human thing, Jerry. Yeah, enjoy that while it lasts. What do you mean? What do you... You know what? Let's just worry about this match. We got one less entrant. I think you're going to like it.
Oh, fish.
And introducing in the 8th and final spot, it's Daverman!
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the hero of the multiverse. Daverman.
Hero to low IQ 6-year-old children. Daverman making his way down to the ring. What a last entrant here. Rounding it out with a flashy superhero self. He showed up and started calling himself a superhero, right? I just want to make sure that everybody knows that he did that.
Well, I mean, technically he is the member of a superhero group from his home universe. I mean, I've seen his superhero licensing and everything. It's all accredited. It's official.
You ain't a superhero in whatever universe until you do superhero things in that universe.
I mean, he's done a lot of heroic things in this universe.
One.
He fought against.
Never mind.
He fought against the clowns. Yeah. He fought against the Inquisition. Should I go on? I can go on. I certainly could go on.
Never mind.
Meanwhile, that's it. That's this group, and also again another veteran of the multiverse. So this is a an interesting mix of veterans and rookies. I mean, Lachen and Carcharodon, relatively new wrestlers to the multiverse.
And the Bonnie has piled on.
Lachen immediately going after Gorm. Hireold and Daverman facing off.
What a pleasant battle that ought to be.
Pupusa going after the VIP member.
Yeah, meanwhile, you got the Space Cowboy taking on I almost said Apex Predator, taking on this cold-blooded Predator. Excuse me.
Be careful about that. You know, we already have members of Apex sniffing around.
Yeah, no. Sign of the cross, up, down, left, right. Madre de Dios. Okay. We're fine. We're absolutely fine here in Multiverse Nexus Wrestling Warzone. Nothing bad has been happening. We have just been having a blast. Hireold. Big old lariat there. Meanwhile, Yakiniku Party getting a big striking combination. Off on Carcharodon, the two big men on the outside, just absolutely slugging meat. Gorm sending Lachen to the floor and a stomp to the back of the head. Tijeras there. From the Doctor of Albanomics.
Oh, Carcharodon in a tequila sunrise, but he breaks out.
Oh! Able to break out, got the torque off the ropes there, able to turn out.
Lachen and Hireold teaming up on Gorm.
Good idea there, taking out that big bruiser from Conquest. The ref's got to make it over here. Lachen going in for the pin on Gorm. 1, 2,
Kick out at 2. Daverman coming over. Going after Hireold. So, again, we're now even matchups. Meanwhile, Yakiniku Party and Carcharodon have the ring all to themselves.
Oh, Carcharodon tried to get him with that leg lariat, caught by Yakiniku Party.
It is insane.
The Doctor of Albanomics going after Pupusa PI on the outside. Good sweep of the leg. Just absolute pandemonium. No one's out yet. But remember, folks, it's amazing how quickly the focus can narrow in these 8-man showcase matches. Once people start getting pinned, once these groups get smaller and smaller, you start seeing who really is going to take these matches to the next level.
I think we should focus on the ramp. You have Pupusa and Doctor of Albanomics have just been going at it nonstop.
Yeah, no, they've been brawling out there right by the ramp. Yakiniku party's been dumped to the outside.
Carcharodon,
and Hireold.
Yeah, great move by Hireold, and now but he and Daver, I think they recognize in each other just the threat. In the end, even if they might be friends in real life, it's a wrestling match. You're there to win.
Yeah, so much for that honor and politeness. And
Lachen has been eliminated.
And
is that Lachen taken out by Gorm?
Yeah, well, I mean, normally you go, he's the first out, but it was Gorm, so you know.
Yeah.
There's Hireold had the knees up.
If you're quick enough to counter a high flyer like that, you can quickly change the advantage in a match. You can recognize they're coming at you from the top rope. Running into those knees has gotta hurt.
Pupusa's in a Maker's Guillotine. He manages to break
Guillotine
out.
Pupusa powers out. The bulky upper body of Pupusa doing him some favors there.
Meanwhile, Carcharodon going after the Space Cowboy. Hireold fighting against Gorm. Daverman taking a moment to recover. Head scissors takedown by the French-Canadian Daredevil.
Yep, Gutierrez sends him back into the ring. Spread out through the entire arena as this match.
Another Maker's Guillotine. Pupusa.
Pupusa Monkey PI has been eliminated.
Pupusa Monkey is out of there. The Doctor of
Yakiniku
Albanomics
party has been eliminated.
And Yaki has been eliminated. We're down to 5. Like you said earlier, Michael, these matches can change at a hair's breadth.
Carcharodon has been eliminated.
And
another Maker's Guillotine, just slaughtering the competition is the Doctor of Albanomics.
I mean, that's what happens when you're facing somebody like the Doctor of Albanomics.
On the inside, going for the pin. 2 count near fall there from Gorm, trying to take out the hero of the multiverse. Meanwhile, on the outside, you got funky tunes and submissions taking on pleasantries and violence, pretty much. And there goes Daverman.
Has been eliminated.
It's like you said during the intros. Once Gorm is in the mix.
Yeah, and it seems he's on a roll today. That's the thing with these bigger wrestlers, Jerry. If they're on a roll, they start taking people out. They can be nigh unstoppable, but if you can get a hitch in their get-along early on and stay on them, that's how you take these big men out, take away their vertical base, keep them huffing and puffing from the beginning of the match. But unfortunately, Gorm seems to be on a roll here.
And wisely, I think the Doctor of Albanomics and Hireold recognize Gorm is the bigger threat.
Just, of course, Albanomics and Gorm having a bit of a pushing match before he gets that spinning heel kick in. Beautiful. Overhand rights from Gorm.
Of course, the Doctor of Albanomics and Hireold can't resist going after each other as well. That's maybe not the best decision when facing...
Bit of cooperation, though. That tiara sent Gorm straight into the Doctor of Albanomics. I spoke too soon. Immediately tries to get a cheeky shot at Hireold.
I think Gorm is busted open.
If it bleeds, you can pin it. The Doctor of Albanomics busting him open with those rapid-fire knees, and now opening up even more as Hireold with a strike straight to that cut. Some techniques he picked up, sure, no doubt, in the hardcore division.
Well, now the action is back in the ring. Wait a minute, what? Alba? Wait. Oh, he stuck some knucks.
Ref didn't see.
This is a showcase match. No DQ.
Hireold has been absolutely laid out. Get it?
Yeah. But now this is
you get the
Doctor of Albanomics focusing on Gorm, wisely realizing that if he took the time to pin Hireold, but then he does his little jiggy thing.
He was, in fact, getting jiggy with it.
You got to give the people what they want, Jerry. And what they want is for the Doctor of Albanomics to take this match and take out Gorm. No!
Oh, drop kick to the back. Good choice. What's Hireold going to do when he gets... Oh, no! Hireold goes after the Doctor while Gorm is stunned, wasting, I feel, a golden opportunity.
Yeah, Gorm is right there in front of you. Broken down. You really want to go after him. Ooh, MMA-like strikes there on the mat, but Gorm, see... Hireold should have maintained his focus because now Gorm is in control and sends Hireold's head into those steel steps.
Punching, just raining blows on the French-Canadian Daredevil.
Just a brutal combination of strikes, chops to the shoulders, just breaking the man down.
Oh!
Ooh, clever little shot to the legs there by the Doctor of Albanomics, and he's going to take the advantage on Hireold. Good left.
A rake of the eyes from... I wonder what it feels like to get an eye rake from a Goliath. Oh no, small package!
Just spins him around into the small package straight from the pile driver, just barely kicking out. What is this monster I've planned? Oh! Big thrust kick from the Doctor of Albanomics, and it knocks Hireold out cold, but now he has to deal with a monster.
Hireold has been eliminated.
1-2 and a kick out.
Yeah, but now the Doctor of Albanomics might have gotten rid of Hireold, but now he has to face Gorm alone.
Technical skill versus just mass and power, Jerry. What do you got?
I don't like the Doctor's odds.
2, and there's the 3.
And your winner, Gorm!
Possibly an easily predicted finish. Gorm now backing off the ref.
I mean, that's Gorm.
That's Gorm, folks. What an absolute monster. Coming up the victor in our showcase match.
It was, I mean, impressive. I'll give you that. Impressive. I mean, that's one. You know, another word I would use for that. Terrifying.
Conquest. I was gonna try and make a pun about Conquest Bloodline, but what do we got going on next, Jerry?
Well, we got a lot of stuff going on, but I just want to point out this is Gorm's second showcase victory. He has now entered the 2 Victory Club, which also,
Two-piece club.
which means one of the other people that was in that club was Doctor of Albanomics. If he had won, he'd have been a 3-time winner, rarefied air. But now Gorm joins Whitney Lee, Beef, and the Doctor of Albanomics at 2 wins. Of course, Kelly has 4. But either way,
she's the boss of the showcase.
She is the boss of the showcase. Either way, though, she is just the tops. But Gorm, now I hate to say it, I think Gorm might have a goal. So,
what do you think that goal is?
I think he wants to become the king of the Warzone showcases. Much like Lasume01 the Robot is the king of the showcases over on Flashbang.
He's got a small but very angry and very strong lady to deal with, and
Yeah.
You got to remember that Kelly's specialty is taking down those big men, so we're going to have to see how that pans out.
Meanwhile, Mr. Butler commenting on Daverman, yeah, lots of heroic things, like we're releasing an Eldritch Parasite on the roster. I mean, it's fair. In fact...
I forgot about Hat, that thing that nearly killed several people.
Well, the janitor also follows up. Daverman also did the classic hero's darkest moment when he unknowingly unleashed the hats. Though I have to take some responsibility for that due to my own childishness then. So you see two different perspectives, the easy dig and then the reasoned, mature response.
2022, Jerry, we all know that context has not mattered. It hasn't mattered since 2019.
Well, you want context? This next person coming down the ring, we were one of our champions wanted to speak to the crowd. One of the people who won a match last week wanted to talk, and we're going to let him. And we're going to let him talk right now. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Gouda Boy,
Sir McCheese,
your Big Oof champion.
Hey guys, what's up, Multiverse? It's me, it's Sir McCheese. I just hope some of you aren't mad at me. I've been feeling, well, guilty's putting it lightly, but I can't help but feel that whole thing last week was a mistake. It didn't need to go down like that, guys. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Hightower isn't here, and he isn't going to be here, but he chose that for himself. All right? Though that doesn't mean I don't feel immensely guilty. So, I've come out here to ask you all to forgive me for sending home someone as well loved by the fans and by the people backstage. Someone who was exonerated of his crimes, someone who fought hard. I just know what I did never came out of any disrespect. That's not like me, guys. You guys know that, right?
Well, I think there's somebody who wants to have a word with him about this.
Oh boy. The constant nightmare.
Constantinople, I mean, he was Hightower's partner in Chained Hell. Do you remember what he used to look like?
I don't remember that, actually.
Let me tell you something, Sir McCheese. I've felt abandoned, a little off-put by my old friend for a while, by Hightower. He hasn't exactly been the best partner as of late, and now he can't be one at all.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, okay? It's not something that I meant to do, but it had to happen, alright? It was him or me, and I'm gonna choose me at least half the time. Well, okay, I don't choose myself a lot, but in this case I did. And that's just something you're gonna have to deal with, I guess, as former teammate.
Oh, but that's neither here nor there, Sir McCheese. The real reason I've come out here was to ask you a question, well, more let you know of something. Something that I've been thinking about, and perhaps a bit of revenge.
Okay, what exactly would that be? Like, do I owe you some money? Like, I could buy dinner or something, you know, and go to lunch, just talk it out? That'd probably be a good idea, right? I mean, didn't mean to hurt you or anything. Try my best to be accommodating to everybody.
No, your pleasantries make my blood boil, you stupid noble... No, what I've come out here to let you know is that your belt, the whole open challenge thing, I was thinking, maybe in order to get my revenge, I strip that punk of metal from your waist and watch you cry.
You want a shot at the belt? I mean, it's an open challenge, so I mean, sure. Yeah, I'd be down, but I'm gonna give it my all. Right? Just because, I sent your friend home doesn't mean I gonna, take it easy on you, like, at all. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. I know what you mean. And you need to understand something that I'm going to tell you, and that I'm going to tear you apart. I'm going to tear those armor plates off your body. I'm going to tear you limb from limb and take that chunk of metal and put it somewhere it deserves to be.
Now, okay, hang on a minute. All right, that was a bit rude. You don't have to threaten someone. I know we're going to fight. But fine. You want to face Sir McCheese? You want the Gouda boy? You want someone better than the Cheddar? You got him. You got the match. Now, just, try your best. Have fun, I guess.
Oh, God, stop being so nice. It hurts. It hurts my brain. It hurts the chaos that flows through my bones. But yes, we will have this match. And I will show you what chaos and pain and what the things I see, I'll show them to you, McCheese.
Yeah, okay. That is a thing that happened. I was disturbing. Well, McCheese is McCheese. I just realized, since his rebuilding, since he got recreated as a rat ogre,
Rebirth.
I think that's the first time we've actually heard Constantinople's voice.
Well, he sounds as insane as he acts, so...
But yeah, I guess, Big Oof is an open challenge belt, and we got Multivania coming up in a few weeks, so, sure, why not?
Put it on the billboard, put it on the signs.
So there's, I guess we're off on that and running. Speaking of belts, so last week we had 3 titles and a Money in the Bank briefcase on the line. And, of course, Sir McCheese retained his Big Oof championship. But one person who, after I would say, storied reign, finally fell, was the Daggerick, losing his Warp Gate Hardcore Championship to Suplex Sam.
So sad I had to miss that one.
Well, I mean, you saw the tape, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, then let's now hear from your new Big Oof champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Suplex Sam.
Hey there, Suplex Sam here, the new Warpgate Hardcore Champion and certified best pure wrestler in MNW. It has been a long, difficult road to the top, and we've all gone on this journey together. So I've decided to give something back to the community. That's why I'm hopping on board the Suplex Express, and I'm heading out on the Suplex Sam's National Thank You Tour. That's right, 20 stops across the country, and I'll be pulling into a town near you. So, Come on down so you can meet your champion. And thank me, baby, for being such an inspiration to you all. That's right, there'll be posters, there'll be signed autographs for sale, and plenty of official VIP merchandise, baby. Everything a fan could want to buy from their favorite wrestler to show their gratitude for me. Tour dates are available on the VIP website. Ticket sales starting at $20 for adults and $200 for children, because fuck them kids. It's not every day you get to meet your heroes, and these tickets are selling out fast, baby. So make sure you're not one of those losers who misses out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Come see Sam I Am, the new hardcore champion, baby.
Okay.
For a good cause, Jerry. What a noble guy. For the kids.
I mean, you know what? I will say Suplex Sam is definitely the current Warpgate Hardcore champion. I will say that.
He is indeed.
So, in the meantime, we have a lot of things. We had the showcase match, started the show, and a lot of things can come out of showcase matches. Showcase matches, a lot of people, there's some people deride, it's the showcase match. It's who the brass, what they put you in when they don't have any creative ideas for you. Not true. A lot comes out of those showcase matches, including occasional rivalries, or at least some good matches. And one thing we've got going right now is because of several multi-man match encounters at the request of both participants, well, the agreement of both participants, we are now in the middle of a best of 5 series between
yes, we are.
Depth Charge and DJ Millzner. So our next matchup is going to be the next match in that. But before we get there, social media kind of blowing up. McMorgan, he won that belt right and proper. Let him run his mouth. He earned that right. All right. So we are hearing from McMorgan on that point. And also, we are hearing from Beowulf going, wait, really? People are really paying money to see this narcissistic asshole? We don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know that. We don't know that tickets are actually selling, Beowulf. I mean,
Beowulf, it's called the entertainment industry, you idiot. We've been doing it for hundreds of years.
So, meanwhile, while Michael is insulting wrestlers, let's go down to ringside for the third match. Just so you know, right now, best of 5 series, 1 win each. So let's go down to ringside and see who can pull out ahead in this, what looks to be shaping up to potentially being an epic matchup. I mean, who? Before we get down to ringside, because I guess they're still getting into gorilla position, who do you like, Michael?
I think I'm going to have to err on the side of Millzner, just has more wrestling experience, but it's just the power of Depth Charge is overwhelming, so Millzner has dealt with powerful opponents before. Mm-hmm. He's dealt with that Rumble. I think Millzner just has that edge.
All right. Well, I mean, we will have to see. I will say I have at least been proud of both wrestlers. Both times after their matches, they have shook hands. We'll see if that continues. Let's head down to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, DJ Millzner.
He makes his way down to the ring, and Mr. Aldini does his white dad dance in his chair.
Hey, you know what? What concerts have you seen in your life, Michael?
I went to a Weezer concert once.
Right.
It was nice.
That's great. But did you ever go to Black Flag X?
Who?
Really? Not even Nirvana? No, they probably, Kurt was probably gone before you were, able to eat solid food. Never mind. Yeah, I like DJ Millzner. He brings back a lot of good memories.
Well, I like him because he tears people apart in the ring. Speaking of tearing people apart.
And introducing their opponent, Death Charge.
Depth Charge has been making a lot of impressive moves lately, working, on building up his resume. But this matchup, again, one he asked for. And it is, I will say this. I look at Depth Charge, you know what I think? Would not surprise me if this was a Pink Floyd fan.
I was going to make a joke about Vince myself, but...
Maybe
no frills with that entrance. That's why I love Depth Charge. He just comes out here and does it.
Depth Charge has a job to do. He knows it.
Yeah, the Radiohead out.
Oh, that's awesome. But now it's time for action.
I'm already sad enough, Pete. I don't need to listen to Radiohead. And we're off. Millzner immediately going low for the takedown.
I mean, at this point, these men have faced each other multiple times in multi-man matches, and now twice in singles competition. So if anything, they are getting a feel for each other. And it looks like Millzner, the veteran, has figured out a weakness in Depth Charge.
Yeah, he's going for the legs, that vertical base. But did you see how quickly Depth Charge popped back up from that back body drop? That was almost superhuman.
I did, and now Depth Charge countering that strategy with just sheer power.
See, the savvy and tricks are going to come out from Millzner, but he's just going to have to deal with fighting a brick shithouse of a man.
I mean, he's got one victory over him and one loss. This is going to see who's going to pull ahead in their best of 5.
Yeah, got a 1-1. It's going to start affecting both of these men. And you have to feel that some sort of respect between the two is building as they have these matches.
Well, I mean, you've been seeing it. They've been actually both being very good sports with each other. Both matches ended with handshakes, so...
Whipped Millzner off the top there, now driving his knee into the canvas. Trying to take away some of that technical ability. If you can take away the torque and the limbs. Doesn't matter how many tricks Millzner has up his sleeves if he cannot execute them. Speaking of tricks, got him up in a scoop position.
I mean, driving him. Yeah, we were talking about the technical advantage, but this is still a Haas fight.
Absolutely. Big, meaty men slapping meat, as the kids like to say. Big right hand, and a kick out at 1 from Depth Charge.
I mean, I will say this. Depth Charge has been impressing me in these matches. He's been doing a great job, and I could not be prouder of his development.
Do you think he plays music in the helmet?
I mean, possibly. You may wonder, maybe he's a Beatles fan. Maybe, Octopus's Garden, Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe some audiobooks.
No, shockingly, he's really into Aqua.
And grip of the back of the head of Millzner, stringing him up on the ropes.
Whipping him. Oh, cross body. Ooh.
Dove into that cross body. That's 400 plus pounds of man meat coming straight at you.
And doesn't look good for DJ.
Yeah. Not only is a huge guy, Jerry, but that's muscle. That's bulk.
Well,
ain't none of that fluff.
You got to think about it. I mean, honestly, if he spends most of his time underwater at maybe crush depths. 2.
Oh, kick out from Millzner. That could be a reason why his muscles are so dense. Is he'll train and then go deep underwater and it just compresses it. How many times has he just compressed his muscles? Ugh.
I mean, that's You know, maybe that, you know what that sounds like, Michael?
Personal question?
A great question for an in-ring interview.
Oh, son of a... Sure, Jerry, whatever you say, boss. Love it.
Hey, Mike, how's that bed that you now have to lay in?
It's real dirty. Covered in sea brine. Good stab there.
Yeah.
Straight over the back.
Yeah. You know, Millzner getting jiggy with it. Oh,
yeah,
there
the
he
torque
is.
and leverage that Millzner can generate. Hitting him with these back-to-back clotheslines. Now in the corner. Goes for the splash. Depth charge in the middle. Taking those strikes hard from Millzner.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's wiggling up. It's warming in.
Oh, I think we're about, you know what I think's going to happen? Aren't you lucky?
What's
You're
gonna
about
happen,
to
Jerry?
You're about to see the bass drop.
Bass drop. Oh.
And 1, 2.
2.
Kick out at 2.
What is he made of, Jerry? What is depth charge made of?
I mean, right now I'd say determination.
That and that mat rubber that is like indestructible.
Oh, reversing. Millzner grabbed him. Oh, he's going upstairs again.
Corner. Just the absolute power, picking up Millzner like he's just like a sack of potatoes.
Going up and...
Superplex, delayed vertical. Look at that from the second rope.
And
just holding the girth of Millzner. Oh!
And depth charge drops a depth charge, and there goes Millzner. 1, 2, 3.
And your winner, Death Charge.
And there he is, depth charge. And here we go again.
Taking to the hands.
Yeah, third time. I mean, these two, this has been the best I could hope for in wrestling. These two men challenging each other, but treating each other with the utmost respect, even in defeat. I mean, that just makes me just happy as can be, because this is showing the sport at its best. Two men competing and yet treating each other with respect. It's you leave it all out in the ring.
Are you about to bring up back in your day, Jerry and Rocco Big Arms?
Oh no, Rocco was a complete bastard. But every time I faced Lance Arness, let me tell you, man was a class act. But we're not here to talk about my history. And tweeting out on social media, the Sandman, credit where credit's due. It's nice to see Sam doing better. When last we met in the ring, he hit me with 17 flavors of suplex and failed to get it done. So good for him.
And now I think he has all 23 flavors of suplex.
And McMorgan, speaking on the musical question, I believe I heard him listening to Holy Diver by Deal while in the weight training room. All right.
Solid.
And also,
he was gone too long in the Midnight Sea.
A reminder coming out from the janitor. The Nexus Union of Wrestlers is currently seeking a legal representative. Every good union requires someone who is able to navigate contracts and point out the fine print. All inquiries are mailed to the MNW Arena, care of the janitor. Of course, the union forming in light of actions from the Human Resource Department, which last week we saw in the ring when the janitor was making the announcement. Registered Anon came out and absolutely, while claiming he never said anything derogatory about Zacco Duo, also gave the janitor his blessing in forming the union.
That was a bit of an abrupt change of character, don't you think?
Yeah, that's okay. Sir Unklydunk still opposes it. So.
Well, and I as well. I've been ripping down flyers every chance I get because I will not stand for this commune forming in the back. I swear to God, if one of you brings in a pair of bongos, I am going to lose it.
Wait, you've been... did you just admit to tearing down those flyers?
I have no clue what you're talking about, Jerry, but we have another segment to run.
Well, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, we got this bit of audio. I'm just going to play it now. This, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to hear from McMorgan. This audio came in earlier this week. We'll just let it play and it'll speak for itself.
Let me tell you, lads and lassies, of an old tale. Passed from one chieftain to the next line of McMorgan. The land tail clan have arise to greatness, from ragtag brands of dogs on the western coast to a true proper clan in our own right. We spilled blood and collected coin to reach where we are now. But it wasn't all without a wee bit of help there. It was said that our first patriarch, the first Morgan, reached out to the She, the Fae folk, and asked for their blessing, kneeling before the Queen of the Sealy Court herself. Aye, impressed with his dedication of the old ways, the Queen granted the McMorgan clan her blessing. Oh, but it came at a price. By taking his own dagger, the first chieftain Morgan carved out his own eye and presented it to her. From that day, the glory and fame propelled me family to greatness. But we never forgot that lifelong debt to the Fae Queen and her Sealy Court. So, let me tell you something, you little spriteling who fancies himself a king, Wes. You may have been able to run shop on both shows with your magic and trickery on the Warzone and Flashbang roster, but you're dealing with a new generation boyo, and you had to pick the one person who's privy to your kinds of ways. So don't think you can get the very best of me as you did before, Fae King. Die, a McMorgan of the McMorgan clan, the current chief of the clan McMorgan, and I will gladly renew me oath to put you in your place. Your move, Fae King.
So, that happened.
That man is a psychopath.
Well, possibly. I mean, and tweeting out on social media, Dr. Grimm, it's a message to you from Dr. Grimm, Michael.
What?
He's saying, Michael, don't worry about getting in the ring with these roided out monsters that can easily rip a human being limb from limb if they so desire. If anything happens to you, I'll just make another clone of you for a nominal fee. Not like I haven't done it before.
You mean another one?
I mean, I'm sure he's just saying other clone. You know, he's cloned before. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how Mr. Touchums came back and the other clowns.
Is that why I have the weird number tattoos? I thought I got drunk.
Sure, it's fine, Michael. Meanwhile, I had some questions, so I scheduled McMorgan to come out and explain himself further. So, you know what? Let's get to ringside and see what we can find out about this. He's wearing an eye patch. Oh God, he did it.
Ugh.
I am McMorgan of Clan McMorgan. And as I said earlier, my family has history with the Fae. And I have renewed our blood oath. So, Erlking Wes, have you actually earned that title? Well, I don't care. You've been messing with the wrong Scotsman. If you think I'm gonna lay down for your Fae shenanigans. But I do have a question. Why have you targeted me? Why have you come after the McMorgans? Not that it matters. When I find you, I'm going to bury you. I can take on Fae. The McMorgans have been fighting Rogue Fae since the earliest days of our history. So you want to mess with me? I say, bring it, laddie, and I will bury you deep in dark. Well,
be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
The fake king.
Well, here he comes. Former leader of the Empire of Terror. And if we're being honest, former member of Knockable Worldwide. It is Erlking Wes, the so-called King of Kings, coming down to ring. Oh boy, this is going to get...
King of Kings, purveyor of all treachery.
I need somebody to check to make sure Jackson investigation form is ready and able.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be there in a jiff.
Oh, McMorgan of Clan McMorgan. You are, without a doubt, my favorite piece of food to play with. Everyone else just struggles and whimpers, but when I jab you with my fork, well, you make such a tremendous noise. You are entertaining.
So you admit it! You admit you're the one that's been interfering. You admit you're the one that moved the tables. You're coming clean that it was you. Fine. But why? Why? I don't buy this praise. Why would you interfere with my match? Why would you put forth the effort? Why would you risk the wrath of the brass?
You silly little man. I didn't put in any effort. That was such a low-level, easy thing I could do. I, in fact, did it while I was asleep. Oh, I could do things that would turn your mind to mush. But the reason I did it, yes, that's what you want to know. Well, it's because you're entertaining.
Entertaining? Is that what you think I am? Entertainment? Well, get ready for a show, you jackanape. You want it? Fine, let's do this. Name the time, name the place, and go ahead, name the match. I don't care. I will take you on, and I will beat you like you owe the clan money.
Oh, I don't know you anything, but I will get what I want from you, you see. I used to be on top. I used to be feared. I used to make people shiver and quiver. But now, things have changed. And in order to get myself back into those spirits, I'm going to play with you.
Play? Oh, you think I'm a ragdoll, huh? You think I'm some little toy to while the days away? 'Cause what? You're bored? I don't care. You have bitten on more than you can chew. I don't know, maybe you didn't know the history of my clan, but I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you in blood.
Oh, I don't think you understand the caliber of things you're messing with. Yes, I'm playing with you because I am bored, but I don't think you understand what that means. I ruined your career just on a whim because I could. Now I'm going to ruin your life with every fiber I have.
Oh, you think you ruined my career? I'm just getting started. You think, you know what, there's a lot, you know my friend Sandman, he does great with one eye. And I can do just as good. Who needs depth perception when you're up close beating some git in the head? So let's do this. I'm ready.
No matter how No matter how many little ritualistic oaths you take, how many cute little Celtic things you do, I don't care how long your clan has existed, I've existed for far longer. And I am here to tell you that my appetite for entertainment has just begun.
Okay.
Strong word by both sides.
Yeah. He actually put out his own eye.
What a crazy... I apologize to the children at home. What a crazy motherfucker. What the actual hell? Ugh.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, that's fine. That's just fine. We still have a lot going. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting as we get the ring reset. It's time. We told you earlier that it is the first round of the King's Road Tournament. And it is time.
Looking at that left side of the bracket.
We are starting right at the top, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I don't think there's any more time to waste. Let's head down to ringside and get this started, or as we like to say here at Multiverse Nexus Wrestling.
Let me do it, Jerry. Let me do it.
All right, go ahead. I'll give it to you, Michael.
I do this?
You heard the man, folks.
The following is the first match of the King's Road Tournament. Introducing first, Nice High.
Though I may not agree with any of his political views, like, at all. In fact, I hate everything he stands for. This man is a beast in the ring. I gotta give him that.
I absolutely 100% the returning Cyber Siberian Nice Ice, the man of the people, the man who he will stand to defend the weak and downtrodden. It is Nice Ice.
And then he'll hand you a couple moldy potatoes.
He would never be moldy. He takes pride in his potatoes.
Still potatoes.
Dude, what do you got against potatoes?
French fries, vodka, mashed potatoes.
Just remember, Michael, to your stomach, all potatoes.
Listen, I got heat over cheesecake a couple weeks ago. I'm not getting heat over potatoes now. Fine.
Really? I think you should just stay away from food altogether. Meanwhile, here he is, Nice Ice, the first entrant in the King's Road Tournament.
I don't like asparagus.
And here is his opponent.
And introducing their opponent,
Formerly, these electric beats going out across the stadium would be hyping people up a little bit more, but surging to the ring with the power of the Great Bull, this thing he's been following and preaching has corrupted not only his public image, but his mind.
Well, you have this man following what he calls the way of the Great Bull. And he is wanting to face arguably the so-called Great Bull's greatest protege, that being Zacko Duo, the current Multiverse Heavyweight Champion. Both of these strong competitors, a lot of history. I mean, they've known each other for years. And for Nice Ice, if he wins the tournament, it would be his second time main eventing Multimania.
Yeah, both of these men are main eventers in their own right. And what a way to kick off the first match of the Kings Road tournament.
Yeah, meanwhile,
let's get it on.
Unklydunk tweeting out, okay, who do I have to bribe to get both of them declared loser? That's not how it works, Unkley. And all right, action!
Although, Unkley, if you already had the bribe prepared, I'll take it.
That's not how bribery works.
If he has a spare bribe lying around, I'd take it. I'm being a good friend.
Meanwhile, I was going to talk about how Nice Ice was working over the head of Defunct, but Defunct is already out of it.
Already out of it, but he was trying to crush the helmet, trying to crush the skull of Defunct.
Well, and Nice Ice is already how disappointed he is in Defunct and how he is acting of late. So it makes sense. But, you know, the thing is, you've got to be careful with Defunct. He is deceptively powerful. If he gets him in the wiggle, I mean, those are Defunct has the most powerful hips in wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. That wiggle is devastating. Meanwhile, Nice Ice, though, firmly in control at this current moment. Nice bounce off the ropes into the big boot. Just bowling over Defunct. Oh! And again, that's another 350-plus pound man just right on the sternum.
Now again, working over the head of Defunct.
Got a grip on that skull.
I mean, that's probably preparing him for the Hammer of Russia, if I'm not wrong. And let's, Defunct and Nice Ice has gone on record. He represents the people, not the government of his country.
He's por la gente, for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Goes for the pin there. They're executing a nice drop onto the ropes. Had him over the shoulder. That fireman's carry position. Good snapmare over the top.
Working over the head of Nice Ice now. Returning the favor, as it were.
We're getting a good wrestling match here today, folks. Very technical. Lots of counters and reversals going on here. Both men just working each other over, showing off their strength and their skill in the art of professional wrestling.
And
good kick out there. Oh! Missed with that right hand, stumbling into the ropes, gave the opportunity to Nice Ice, but a quick recovery from Defunct. Hits him with that, looked like some sort of a sliced bread. Number to the corner, off with the lariat there. Big forearm strike.
Now just punching Nice Ice.
Punching him right where the cybernetics meet the skin, trying to maybe cause some I hate to say it, but maybe some tearing there. Ugh. But Defunct now wrenching back on the neck of Nice Ice, but Nice Ice, too much power.
Breaking the lock, and now, slow. I think Defunct, he's going for a slam, and I think Defunct reversed it.
Yeah, no, he's going for that side suplex, but Defunct turned over in his grip. Turned it into a crossbody of sorts.
Again, the impressive ring acumen of the Funky One.
But still giving an impressive showing in the ring despite his latest delusions.
Early pinfall attempt by the Cyber Siberian. Defunk kicks out. But he's...
Good hook of the leg there.
I was going to say he's looking worse for wear, but he's coming back hard.
You know, Nice Ice, when he gets technical, all of the moves and everything you see him doing, they're all just very textbook. And I mean that as a compliment in the best way I can, in that he's doing everything to the T with an amount of accuracy that is honestly frightening. And here he goes, powering out, delivering left hands to Defunk.
And, he's going up.
That military press slam! Oh,
the
bit
power.
of snake eyes there.
The power of Nice Ice. And the crowd is loving it. They've been so happy since his return. And also, people have just been, again, trying to figure out what the hell has been going on with Defunk. Yep, kick out at 1 by Defunk.
Perhaps more head trauma will undo what the head trauma has done to him. He's like a jukebox.
That's so you're saying this is the Fonzarelli method.
Absolutely. I'm saying 100% Nice Ice needs to kick him in the head until he starts acting normal. And you know what? Then maybe I'll forgive him for being a, well, what he is.
Were you trying to avoid saying the word communist?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Bouncing Defunct's head off of the ring apron. We are up to a 6 count, but he's back in the ring in now. Oh, just...
Come on, Nice Ice. I want to listen to some Billy Joel. Beat that jukebox harder.
And Nice Ice whipped into the corner.
Good Irish whip. Oh, nice there. Laying in those forearm strikes. The strikes of Defunk have just been landing hard and stinging and hurting Nice Ice. One of the hardest hitters, I'd have to say, here in the multiverse is Defunk.
But now he is, down and at the mercy of the power of Nice Ice.
Oh, it just drives him down there. 1, 2, and a kick out.
And lifting up. Oh, just the power. Oh, sit down power bomb.
Yeah, another sit-out bomb there from Nice Ice. That percussive maintenance working wonders. Up and over that time.
The ref checking on Nice Ice. That was a pretty bad slam. I don't blame him. All right, letting the match go on.
They're taking a good look at him. Oh, and one more for the road. The King's Road. Ha-ha. Oh, and a big headbutt, but maybe eyes too big for his stomach. The helmet.
Oh!
Stunning Nice Ice. Oh, standing Spanish fly.
Again, you got that, just the impressiveness of both men's movesets, their skill in the ring.
Absolutely. They both have a massive and extensive repertoire, and they're pulling out all the stops here tonight.
And again, outside the ring goes the Cyber Siberian as the Grandmaster of Cloud9 follows him.
Gonna take advantage of that situation, gives him a stomp for his trouble. Low-level drop kick, but no. Oh, here come those strikes, but Nice Ice fighting back this time.
Again, I'm impressed with Defunk, but I would not want to get into a striking contest with the Cyber Siberian.
If anyone could go toe-to-toe to him with striking, I'd say it would be Defunky One, however.
And back, Back in the ring. Both men.
Back in the ring. Defunct up first. Circles back behind, gives him a good kidney punch. Good striking there.
Oh no! Oh no! He's in the wiggle!
Oh, here it is, the wiggle!
No. Oh, is this it? Is this it? Oh, not like this! Oh!
This could possibly be it.
Defunct's moving on. Wait! Nice Eyes got out!
Powers out, using that abdominal. Oh, and a big left. Here we go again. Oh, jawbreaker.
Going for the pin.
1,
2.
Oh! I was going to say maybe the wiggle took too much out of him, but no. He springs back to his feet. Turning Defunct around.
Oh, elbow to the face. Defunct, another jawbreaker. Oh, and I think he busted him open. Yep, nice.
Just right under the nose.
Here it comes. He's loading up that. He's loading up. It's sweet. Oh, blocked.
Oh, reversed. Lariat straight from hell, Jerry.
Nice Eyes said nay. Oh.
And it's even worse because it's Russian hell.
Oh, he's setting. Is it going to happen? He's setting him up. And ladies and gentlemen, from Russia. No, he's doing his own version of the wiggle.
He's bear hug wiggling.
I thought it was going to be from Russia with Love, but
we got a Ruski wiggle going on.
Little taste of his own medicine. And now, from Russia with Love.
Do svidaniya. 1, 2, 3.
And your winner, Nice Eyes.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. So the first person to move forward in the King's Road tournament, the Siberian Nice Eyes.
And as they say in Russia, pizdet.
But later today, we're going to find out who he faces in round 2. Because there are 2 possibilities. He will either face whoever our mysterious jester is, or he will face his ideological opposite in Sir Unklydunk.
You know, Jerry, relationships are built on trust, and I'm frankly offended that you haven't told me who this jester is.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. Meanwhile, tweeting on his social media, Sergeant Major Payne, hey Ice, I've been itching for another fight. I took you to the limit your first night back and nailed you with a blitzkrieg and stood over your lifeless body. Hope to hear from you soon, comrade. So there we have it. But in the meantime, we still have a lot of action to go today, a lot of excitement. But we talked about last week and how we had some amazing championship matches. We had the Big Oof with Sir McCheese. We had retaining. We had the Whipgate Hardcore Championship with Suplex Sam winning the belt. And we had an insane matchup with Cain versus McMorgan with interference from Erlking Wes and the Storyteller. Well, we heard McMorgan and Wes earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, we now are going to head to ringside because we're going to be hearing from the other end of that equation. Or to put it another way, folks, it's got to be Cain.
It's got to be Cain.
All right, fine. You know what? I am very happy to still be your Nexus Titan champion, folks, because I have worked hard training under my master, getting control of my feelings, harnessing my anger and aggression. But still, I feel I'm being messed with. Y'all remember the Order, right? You remember the Order. That was back when Dr. Grimm brainwashed me into being his lackey. And you know who else was bossing me around back then? The Storyteller. Only he was an apprentice back then, but still, he was there too, taking advantage of it. And now, last week, I'm having my first ever defense of my belt. And who comes out to mess with me but the Storyteller? So I want you to get your cryptic, blindfold, lantern-carrying ass down to my ring and explain yourself. You know, give me the plot. Give me the cover blurb. Oh, I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, people need to stop asking for the terrible thing that's coming in their direction, because this is Multiverse Nexus Wrestling. If you challenge the thing that creeps in the night, it's going to come straight at you and beat you in a wrestling match. And here comes one of those things that haunts me in my nightmares now, the Storyteller. Those eyes.
Cain, sit a while. Listen. You might learn something. There are many twists and turns in the plot, Cain. Not everything is as straightforward as it seems. Your tale, it is an interesting one, going many interesting places. How did I know I was going to get the cryptic bullshit? Just explain why you did what you did so that I know exactly why I'm going to kick your ass. So lay it on me, whatever. I'm ready. Give it to me. Oh, Cain, please. You're asking for something that if you really thought about it, you should know the answer. There's so much going on, so much happening with you and your master, your so-called potential. You must be tested to prove that you are in fact worthy. Worthy of what? What are you talking about? Tested. I've already proven myself. Hey, have you noticed that I am the Nexus Titan champion? I have risen to heights that not even that asshole Grimm has. So, not even that you have. So give it to me straight. What are you looking for? Oh, you stumble upon part of the plot. Cain, you will never get past what happened. You will never get past your time in the Order. So you want to kick my ass, as you you put it? Yeah, I do. I want a piece of you. Hell, do you want to go after my belt? I will put the Nexus Titan Championship on the line to face you. Is that what you want? You, me, Multivania? You want it? Let's do it. I am ready to go, buddy. No, Cain, you're thinking too small. Your vision is too narrow. Let's expand upon it. This isn't just about you and me. This also involves your master and an old friend of mine. Wait, what the hell? Wait, get back here. Wait, I got questions. You know what? Fine. You're not going to give me answers? Let's do this the old-fashioned way. With that, Headbutt! Well, I think we're off and running, boys.
Did he just announce his attack like he's an anime character?
Yeah. Maybe he's been hanging out with Megablitz. I don't know.
And back down goes the Storyteller, just in control immediately.
But wait a minute, what's he talking about evolving the Order and an old friend? I have no clue. No, don't be involving who I think you're involving.
Who do you think he's involving?
Who else was in the Order besides these two? I'll give you a hint. He has a device he keeps turning on.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking grim.
So, yeah, no. So, and that's worse because Cain has been begging for a shot against Dr. Grimm. He keeps wanting a one-on-one. He never gets it.
Speaking of Dr. Grimm, do we have status today?
He hasn't announced turning on the device yet. All he did earlier was some commentary on some other stuff, but no, everything's been running fine, so I don't think he's turned the device on.
Apparently he has phone alerts for it now, so if he does, you'll get a notification on your phone.
Meanwhile, suplex by the Storyteller. Can we get somebody? This isn't a match. This is just a fight.
This is not a sanctioned match. This is just a man suplexing another man, throwing a man, just throwing bodies. This fight is just an overture from a bigger threat that may be of some sort of massive proportion. Okay, the ref finally out here to break it up.
And the Storyteller, madness, I tell you, madness.
All right, we're going to have to pull the entire, okay. Let's get all the security, just all of them, yeah, okay. Let's get the indie guys out there too, just help, yep, okay.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have all of our normal security crew here right now, folks, because some of them are helping secure the facility where your main event is going to be taking place. Because our main event tonight for the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship is going to be a Fallout death match. Have you ever seen a death match, Michael?
I've seen death matches before. In fact, they're my favorite type of match, but I am terrified at the implications of a Fallout death match.
That's a good point, but we'll have to get to that soon. But first, ladies and gentlemen, it is when we come back from this quick commercial break, we are going to be having a special match that people have been speculating about for quite some time, because we have some rookies in the roster who have never faced the Gatekeeper. Well, that's all about to change after these words from our sponsors.
A match of Twitter proportions. Get it?
Feel the warm, milky, healing, Jesus-powered goodness that is Lactatanks. Step inside or be thrown in forcibly by registered Anon after you've gotten the shit beaten out of you by multiple people in one wrestling match. We swear nobody has ever died in a Lactatank. What is the Lacta made of in the Lactatank? We have no fucking clue, but we enjoy it anyways, and you will too. Lactatanks, come feel our warm, creamy, healing Jesus goodness.
Multiverse, Nexus Wrestling's Warzone, Flashbang, and Fireline are all proudly sponsored by Enrapture Beauty. Our products, rather than using unnatural and harmful chemicals, revitalize your skin by boosting the natural elements already present and enhance your natural beauty so you too can love your best self.
It's morning in Multiverse, and rest of day looms looking to break the barrier like monster breaking human twig in a wrestling ring. But there is remedy.
Squash roast coffee, made from finest naturally grown beans for best wake-up energy. That's because every bean have 10 beans within. That'll be 10 times more big energy than competing brand. More than enough big squash energy to power through day. Squash roast coffee. It's big cup of good stuff. Now available in decaf. Oh, but there is need to come down from blood rage.
When you want the most detailed and violent-looking pictures of battlegrounds, look for Perfect Snap Photography. We do bar fights, wars, underground wrestling, and weddings.
My wedding dress, you fat harlot!
Remember, Perfect Snap Photography. It'll be bloody perfect in a snap.
You two can now wage war against the flabby wrestlers of MNW with your own exclusive Zacko action figure. It comes with trios tag belt accessories and nut-kicking action. Pull the cord to hear Zacko's famous quotes.
Get that microphone away from me before I shot up your...
The Zacko Duo action figure, sold separately.
Whether you're working at home or giving your opponent work, we here at Lowe's are there for you. We're here with our sturdy tables and ladders that cease to exist if broken in half. We're here with rings that can stand up to even the most grueling of hoss fights. And when a locker room door is inevitably smashed by an angry lion woman, or a fiery undead leaves burn marks all over your paint, Lowe's will be there with a little elbow grease, a substandard 2x4, and a 6-figure bill. Don't believe me? Listen to these satisfied customers.
You know, I like Lowe's because they have tables that I can put pizza on because everyone else keeps breaking the goddamn tables.
This is Raphael Sampson here to remind you that Lowe's brand lumber is subpar at best. You deserve better. And trust me, I would know. I worship a carpenter.
Lowe's is great for tinkering with any hero gadgets.
Sometimes when executing wrestling justice, I've had to break down a few barriers and a few walls.
Oh, fucking damn it, Max, my wall!
Thank goodness I shop at Lowe's so I can get the best deal on replacing and fixing all the walls I break.
Lowe's. Do it subpar for more.
Why?
And now, a message from the brass. This has been a message from the brass.
Have you or a beloved faction member suffered from a preventable workplace injury, jobber discrimination, threatening lawsuits from VIP, or harassment from Trashman Jones? You may be entitled to financial compensation and physical retribution. If so, please call Gorwheel & Associates Law Firm to schedule an appointment. We handle all cases, whether they be civil litigation, criminal litigation, or a backstage beatdown. We understand it's tough out here in the Nexus, and you need someone to both watch your back and break the other guys. So call 1-800-NEXUS-DEFENSE, and remember, you don't pay a fee unless we get blood and money for you.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we have an interesting match coming up. As everyone here should know, Arkalf of the Murder Cave is also known as the Gatekeeper. It is tradition that all rookies go through him. And we have two new rookies on the roster in the form of Jaunt Tristam and Alicester Evergreen. And
before we head down to the ring, I think we have a notification on our social media here.
I think you're right, ladies and gentlemen. Automated response. Hello, Jerry Aldini and Michael Montoya. I am the Doomsayer automated monitoring system of weapons of multiversal destruction. The device, operated by Dr. Victor Grimm, MD, PhD, MAD, is currently not operational. Should you suspect it may be online, please feel free to reach out. So he's actually saying it's not on.
Oh.
Huh. All right.
Maybe still don't know what that means.
maybe it was decided with the Fallout death match today. Grim decided maybe that's just a bit much. We'll get into that later. Anyway, right now, the Murder Cave. Speaking of Dr. Grim, the Murder Cave, Arkoff decided kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. I think for further explanation, let's head down to ringside.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Jaunt, Tristam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaunt Tristam, a man who has had an impressive win streak since he joined the roster. Even winning
absolutely.
that showcase match facing off against Labris Basilicus, when Labris became mysteriously immobile for a moment. But yeah, a tag match, yes, Arkoff decided he just best way to efficiently deal with the gatekeeping duties with Multivania on the horizon was to face both at once in tag team competition.
Yeah, so not only is this a gatekeeping bout, but it is also a tag team bout. Jaunt Tristam first up here.
Makes me wonder which member of the Murder Cave is going to join Arkoff. I guess a better question, which member of the Murder Cave would be the least terrifying to join Arkoff?
That's a good question.
Think about this when the next person's being announced.
And introducing their tag team partner, Alicester Evergreen.
And here he is, the newest member of our roster. We saw him debut in a recent showcase match, made an impressive showing. And now he is getting, not yet had his first singles match, but he is getting tag action, teaming up with Jaunt Tristam to take on Arkoff and another member of the Murder Cave.
Do we know anything about this kid yet? What's his MO?
Haven't got a lot of copy on him. You know,
Well, I suppose we're going to get a bit of copy on him tonight as he faces off with Arkoff and another member of the Murder Cave. I'm not prepared. None of us are, Jerry.
I mean, it's the Murder Cave. You prepare as best you can, and then you accept your fate.
How does one prepare for the inevitable?
And introducing their opponents, the Murder Cave.
Well, it's going to be one of these two guys.
I was going to say, is it Chaz? It's going to be Grizzly?
I mean,
one or the other.
Which would be less terrifying? The answer, neither.
Yeah.
And tweeting out on social media, R Sawyer, thank goodness he's not using my theme for his entrance. That was a one-time glitch, Sawyer. We got it sorted out. It's all fine. It's all good. Everything's fine. VIP is fine. We're fine. You're fine, right, Michael?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with fine.
I know how to settle which of, if you had a choice, you had to do an in-ring interview with Grizzly Adams or Chaz Lee, which one would you pick?
I'd say Grizzly Adams, because I would just buy as much prime steak as possible and present it to him, and that could at least guarantee my safety for about 2 minutes while I make my escape.
So you say you'd make him an offering. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and it's Grizzly Adams.
Oh, boy. And it's just as terrifying as it could be, but opening up with an impressive knee to the face.
Jaunt wasting no time. That was probably a good move, but then getting slapped by the gatekeeper.
Yep, he dropped down into that uppercut that stunned him enough to go for that belly-to-belly.
And now just elbow.
Yep, taking the elbows to Jaunt Tristam, owner of the Crimson Cabaret, and a peculiar fellow at that.
I've been to that cabaret now. It's a nice place. I like it. Yeah, took Trixie out for a night on the town. And, she had a great time.
I tried to order her a margarita, and everyone looked at me weird.
Yeah. Meanwhile, tagging in.
I don't know what cabaret means.
Alicester Evergreen.
Mr. Evergreen taking the boots to the gatekeeper. Got a fabulous head of hair on him.
And now he's outside the ring and not someplace you want to be. Oh, and here comes Grizzly Adams.
Oh, boy. Not someone you want to step back into the ring and see.
No, not really.
Just absolutely mogging him in the corner. Just
he
bullying him. Oh, but Evergreen.
Yeah, Evergreen, good showing.
And it stopped him in his tracks there. But there goes Adams. Immediately just knocking every piece of wind out of this man. But there goes Evergreen.
Yeah, making a good showing. I mean, this, like I said, we don't know a lot about this rookie. He might have what it takes.
Slow and steady, good amount of kicks there, driving the knee into the back.
And now, what's he setting?
Showing some intensity, some
Yeah.
focus. Whip into the corner. Good switch out there. Back into the blue corner goes Grizzly Adams. Tags in Jaunt Tristam. Seeing a little bit of cooperation here.
That's
simplistic striking combination, but
I think these two doing this match was come up, did some practice together.
Yeah, I think those two might have rolled around just a little bit to be at least somewhat prepared for this match. Now a good ankle lock there. Trying to slow down Grizzly Adams, which is not an easy feat, mind you. Going for a double belly to back. There we go. Good suplex.
Great teamwork by Tristam and Evergreen. Now, okay, hang on. Is this okay? He's got Grizzly down, and there it is.
Yeah, slow and accurate has been the game so far, but that slow and accurate, no matter how accurate it is, that's not going to do anything against pure, raw intensity, experience, piss, vinegar, and hatred, which are all the things that live inside of Grizzly Adams.
I mean, Grizzly Adams, Arkoff, the entirety of the Murder Cave has been here in MNW for as long as there's been an MNW. And now that veteran savvy and that power is being shown by the All-Father. Power slam. Let's not forget.
It was part of my new hire orientation back at Firing Line. They took me into a room, played a PowerPoint for me, clicked it on and said, "This is the Murder Cave. Don't." And that was my first ever bit of training here in the great company of MNW.
Well, there's that. Now, let's not forget, Arkoff damn near destroyed MNW when he brought the Inquisition down upon our heads.
Samoan drop, then just beeling him straight across the ring like a rag doll. Evergreen, not a small man, but just the ease at which Arkolf picked him up.
Oh, absolutely. And going for a pinfall, this could be it. 1, 2. Notice Grizzly Adams didn't even bother coming to try and break it up.
Oh, Grizzly Adam knows Arkolf has this unlocked. Even now, I'm probably pretty sure Arkolf is playing possum at this point. Or just letting the rookie have at him to see what he's got. Test out the grip strength.
And
back down to the mat.
Bringing him up. Again, Evergreen doing some impressive work.
Yeah, some of those double axe handles landing in.
And that flying neck breaker. Maybe they got what it takes.
Maybe they got what it takes. Looks like they're going for something here. Oh, went to lock up the arm, tried to get a wrist lock on. Arkolf immediately reverses that. Punch to the back of the head. Evergreen takes him back to the blue corner here, maybe going for a tag. Get some cooperation from Tristam, but no, elbow to the stomach. Big striking combo there from Arkolf. Evergreen goes back. Another neck breaker. That's going to hit its mark right there. Lining him up. Oh! Driving the shin right into the face. What a snazzy little move that was. Now tagging in Jaunt Tristam.
And Jaunt whipping him in. Oh, impressive!
Peculiar and powerful is Jaunt Tristam. Here we go, whip into the corner.
And just agile.
Oh, absolutely. An athletic specimen to be sure. Oh, there we go.
Using the ropes for leverage. Impressive work. Chaz Lee tempted to get involved, but that would probably be a bad idea.
See, that's not a choke. What that is that's pulling at those first couple of vertebrae along the neck. He's just using that triangle and then throwing his body weight over the back. That's got to be devastating. If Arkolf were a lesser man, that could have snapped his neck out of alignment.
And, I was going for a tequila sunrise, and Arkolf powered out.
But see, Arkolf is not a lesser man. He's Arkolf.
I mean, that's certainly one. Oh no, here it goes. Drop toe hold, and now he's gonna make him humble. Camel clutch. And impressively, Jaunt breaks out.
And now slipping back out again. Athletic specimen is Jaunt Tristam.
Yeah, but he's facing the power of again. I guess Arkolf decided you will be made humble, boy. And now he is broken out.
Athleticism not going to do anything against the embodiment of just
a third
hatred being monstrous. Just the murder cave is called the murder cave for a reason.
Third camel clutch, and finally and it's over.
And your winners, the Murder Cave.
And with that, the streak is over. Jaunt Tristam has been humbled.
Well, they've faced their
gatekeeper anyway.
That's true, Pete. Well, that is it. And the Murder Cave stands. And I am getting word right now, coming straight from the brass, that they have determined that the Murder Cave will face the absolute units in the near future, and whoever wins that match will face AAA at Multivania for the Trios Championship. So, there you go. That's our best and brightest. So, can the units overcome the cave and go to Multivania? And also tweeting out on social media, McMorgan, it's weird. Everyone mentions the Inquisition, but I never got a straight answer from the locker room. Every time I ask if they are a fun fight, I get looks of dread and terror. Samson threw holy water on me. Fun fact, Jolly Giant, that doesn't work on me. McMorgan, people died. I mean, Taiku died. Black Hole died. Yeah. The Vacants died. Convict Ginger died.
Yeah, I got my history lesson on that.
Not to mention, several wrestlers were put in Inquisition prison for months. Was it fun? No. No, it wasn't. So yeah, it was a dark time in MNW history. Well, getting from that dark time, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have our second matchup in the Kings Road Tournament. But before that, we're going to hear from one of the people in these matches. Ladies and gentlemen, a word from Sir Unklydunk.
Ladies and gentlemen of the multiverse, the hour of your liberation is at hand. For too long, the heavyweight title belt has rotted in stagnation under the bland, uneventful, and frankly overextended rule of that petulant robot child. But now, I shall rise to claim the coveted belt and bring back the life and prestige that it so much deserves. But before that happens, I will run this meager gauntlet known as the King's Road to claim what is mine. I will break down Nice Ice's communist wall. I will disperse the storm that is defunk. I will make a victim out of the victimizer. But the first fool to face my wrath is... Wait, who the fuck is I mean, once I brush these fools aside, my rule shall be absolute. Your unions? Gone. Your retirement plans? Used to paint my mansion. Your communists? Banished back to the pits of hell where it belongs. Soon, we shall see the glorious reign of Jeremy Alexander Unklydunk.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Unklydunk. And before we get down to ringside, tweeting out on social media, Kelly, don't forget, Arena blew up too because of that Inquisition. Oh, and one of the refs was in that. That's true. We lost an entire arena, and a referee was killed when it blew up.
Inquisition yeah.
Speaking of arenas blowing up, don't forget, our main event is a Fallout death match.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy is right. So, Michael, Pete, one last opportunity. Who do you think the Jester is?
There's a guy. It's that Orange Julius guy with the sunglasses.
You think I brought back Citricane?
No, the other one. The one who's not actually an orange and therefore much less interesting.
You know what? We'll just leave it at that.
He wears tight jeans. Teenage girls like him. I don't know.
Oh, you think I got, what, Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, that guy.
I see. Well, we'll have to find out if you're right, because it's time to head down to ringside for our second match in the tournament. Let's go.
The following is the second match of the Kings Road Tournament. Introducing first, Sir Unklydunk.
Sir Unklydunk ready to take these commies to the cleaners in this tournament. Best of luck to you, sir. May this tournament be ever profitable for Unklydunk. Can't wait to see whoever this is get their proverbial ass handed to them by this legend, Sir Unklydunk. We're now facing a mystery opponent in this Jester. I have no clue who it is. I'd like to say I don't care, but they're fighting Unklydunk, a man who I appreciate very much, and I don't want you just throwing him in there with any heathen off the street.
It's not just any heathen.
And introducing their opponent,
ladies and gentlemen, Warfist! Wait a minute.
Yep, I brought in Warfist. Warfist is one of the greatest indie wrestlers currently competing. She has appeared in UCW, TKW, the Maelstrom. She has held the Maelstrom Championship, the Shonen Champion, the Maelstrom Tag Team Championship, and she was the TKW World Champion.
Already trending on Twitter, folks, is hashtag please sign Warfist.
Yeah, as the Sir Unklydunk goes up against the punk rock princess.
Come on, Unklydunk.
And I think Unklydunk knows her history because he's taking no chances. He's going right for it.
You've dealt with heathens like this before, Unklydunk.
I wouldn't call her a heathen. Do you want to know the other interesting thing about her? Do you know
what would that be?
Do you know who her brothers are?
No, who are her brothers?
Well, let's put it this way. Her last name is Bell.
What?
Yeah, she is related. I believe
she's a Bell sis?
That could be not correct. I could have wrong. She's got some relationship with the Bells. I know that. I've heard it little sister, I've heard it cousin, I've heard it trained together.
She's an associate of the Bell Bros. I did not know that.
Yeah. Also, here's another fun fact. You know who her best friend in the world is? Ginger Boy.
Oh, okay. It's one of those friendships that involves a profuse amount of cursing, drinking, and just general debauchery.
Headbutting. A lot of headbutting.
Yeah.
In fact, some of those tag championships she held with Ginger Boy.
Beautiful spin-out bomb there. She performed on Unklydunk, just moving out of his reach, just staring at him as he whiffed that punch. What intensity she has.
Also, we're getting a tweet out on social media from someone named Talos going, "Let's go, Warfist. We've prepared for weeks for this. Let's show the big leagues how we do things in Toontown." I've even made sure that the other incarnation is keeping his device off for this.
What?
She wrestles across the multiverse, so, you know.
We're going to have Jiff look into things.
Yeah, also, Graven's going, "She stole my music."
I mean, in another universe, you don't have that music, Raven. In another universe, you're just a guy named Jerry or something.
And then, Taran Eldrazi, do you know who your Adopt-A-Pop is? Anyway.
I don't know what that means.
Me either. That's okay. And meanwhile, getting back to the match, Warfist slamming Unklydunk. One of the things when you scout Warfist, she is deceptively strong.
I could tell that when she swung Unklydunk around like a rag doll.
Like they say, Warfist is going to show you.
Unklydunk, though, savvy veteran that he is. Ornery, wild and out.
Well, he wants that prize at the end of the tournament. He wants the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship. So, going for a pinfall, just a 1 count on Warfist.
Yeah, who better to hold a big old chunk of gold than a gerrymandering tycoon?
And
Warfist.
Yeah, if you ever seen her work in the Indies, you understand this. We gave Unkley a tough challenge to begin with.
God, I don't watch a lot of the Indies, Jerry. All right, I watch the big leagues here.
And 1, 2, kick out at 2.
And I'm not gonna go with you on another scouting trip. I can only eat so many nasty hot dogs.
Hey, look, those hot dogs are great. You develop a taste for them after a while.
Oh, God. Just working over the arm there. Just stomping on the lower back.
Oh, Unkley gets out with a drop toe hold.
He's been neutralizing a lot of his offense. Very, cerebral of Warfist as well. Not just a complete berserker or anything like that. Warfist, a very clever opponent, but big right hand from Unkley. And this has got to be it, folks.
Yeah, the Midas punch putting Warfist down, but she kicks out.
All right, this Warfist character's got some durability on her, I suppose. Side chancery into those, just laying down those strikes. Warfist back up, however. Gives a flex at the crowd. What has she got in store for Unkley? Big right hand sending him off the apron.
Going out after him. Again, Warfist, the indie darling, I guess she'd like to add one more belt to her impressive resume.
Yeah, multiple time champion in the Maelstrom.
Multi in the Maelstrom, lauded in TKW, impressive in UCW. You name an indie promotion out in the multiverse, she's done some work in it.
See, I don't like the multiversal indie promotions because apparently there's another Seth Jackson, and I can't imagine two of them.
One, two. Oh, count of 2.
Oh!
Interesting fact, Warfist is a singular entity. There is no multiversal variants of her. Every time you see her in another promotion, it's the same Warfist.
Every once in a while, I go out for lunch with a couple of the other Michaels.
That just seems weird.
What? We hang out, except for the one that works at Bed Bath & Beyond. He's a loser.
And a punch from Unkley sending Warfist outside. And he's going for it. Money clip.
Oh,
and Warfist taps to the money clip.
That veteran savvy, knowing when to lock that in.
And your winner, Sir Unklydunk.
Again, that money clip, not a choke, but it's wrenching back on that neck, threatening to pop out those vertebrae. That's a nasty move.
I would agree, but effective, and Sir Unklydunk advances in the tournament. You know what that means, Michael?
What does that mean, Jerry?
Means when we move to... that's just disrespectful. I was going to say, that means...
disrespect.
When we move to round 2, it will be Sir Unklydunk versus Nice Ice. Capitalism versus communism.
Oh, do we even need to have the match then? Just push him through. Yeah. Chuck Nice Ice in the bin.
Well, in the meantime, that was an impressive matchup. And social media is blowing up. Including, we have a tweet from Kelly. Yes, more female in Warzone I can beat up. I approve. I mean, I don't know that we don't have a contract with Warfist. She was contracted for the tournament and she's out. So, I mean, we'll have to see for the future.
That hashtag sign Warfist was trending.
It was. We have Rico Rose. Okay, now I know why I had a feeling of a portal opening last week. I mean, Warfist has a really... It may not be the same thing. Warfist apparently has this thing where she just opens doors and finds herself in other worlds. It's like she has this weird singular ability to just traverse the multiverse at will. Then we have Beowulf tweeting out, I've apparently been made aware of another one of me, so take of that what you will. And
Are there other yous, Jerry?
If there is, they haven't made contact. However, an expert on the subject, Daverman, nothing weird about hanging out with your multiversal doppelgangers, though admittedly running into them is a bit more common where I'm from. I mean, fair.
See, Jerry, you should go meet the other Jerrys, see what they're like. Maybe one of them is cool.
And then Sir Unklydunk tweeting out from backstage, forgive me, young lady, but I have bigger prey in sight. I have a communist to dispose of. And that is true. Sir Unklydunk is moving on in the tournament and will face the Cyber Siberian. So let's just look at the bracket. So we don't have fill-ins, but Nice Ice and Unkly move forward. And next week, we will have The Beef take on Seth Jackson, and Injustice Jake face Wilson. A lot of interesting permutations, including a potential Beef Wilson face-up, depending on how things go. So we will have to keep an eye on that. So with that, it's time. We still have a few things to deal with here. And wait, what? I'm getting a. What do you mean? Hang on a second. I'm hearing something from backstage. What's happening backstage?
What?
Wait, who? What? Okay, Phyllis. You know the
cameras.
You know the rules. Get the cameras out there, then get out of there. Don't want you getting mixed up in this. Apparently, it's a face-off between Ausir Taran and Maximillian Thunderthighs.
Oh, Maximillian Thunderthighs attacking Ausir Taran for no reason.
Actually, that last week, Ausir Taran came out and cut a promo discussing VIP is fine, and then blaming a mysterious person. It was you, he kept saying. Well, I guess we know who he's talking about, who he blames for all of VIP's troubles. It's Max.
Because it's always Max. He can't... Maximillian Thunderthighs can never keep his fingers out of other people's food. He is just a despicable character. He goes gallivants around parading like he's some sort of hero, some sort of figure that children should look up to. This man is despicable, deceitful, and I think somehow he's involved with Canadians, which makes him even worse.
Well, in the meantime, they are Max grabbing Unkley by the head. You gotta be careful, there's nothing to grip on there. And into the locker room area, into that area. That's where the rest. Careful, this is where the wrestlers change, guys.
And that's also untrue. He has some very nicely manicured eyebrows.
Meanwhile, and just bouncing Ausir. That didn't look good for the VI Pharaoh.
A big back body drop there, dropping the pelvis onto the back. What's he got? Oh, somebody's. Oh God, whose briefcase is that? Be careful, you can't just go grabbing people's stuff. We have psychopaths who bring live armaments here. Come on, guys.
Oh, and...
Oh! Just super kicking Max into oblivion, and he's got to be out.
Can we get medical back there?
Yeah, take your time, guys. 5-10 minutes.
Despicable. And now we're tweeting on our social media, R Sawyer, all of this talk about multiversal variants, and I'm having to deal with a fake called HR Sawyer. Funny that you should tweet that now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's actually hear from the bot himself. Ladies and gentlemen, R Sawyer.
Real?
MNW. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for the mechanical marvel of meme and feel the power. I always wanted to say that, and I think after Multimania, I might make that my thing. Because for the last year, I've been on a trip of catharsis, and until recently, I was prepping for the biggest dose of it that a bot like me could ever experience. But then came HR Sawyer. You're probably all thinking that I was the one that made HR Sawyer, but I didn't. No swear, I swear. I was going to. I had the parts, but someone beat me to the punch. And that pisses me off. I'm the mechanical MacGyver of meme. I have the tech and skills to rebuild memes 3 times over, and someone beats me to it? That don't fly with me. But I have bigger things to worry about, because the brass has given me an offer I actually can't refuse. Take out HR Sawyer, and I get vacation days. So you know what that means. I win, and I get to go on a plane direct at lethal score. Brass approved. So, HR Sawyer, meet me in the ring. Let's see who's the rated R Sawyer star, who's the clown slaying, bear taming, Chicago bullshit shoveling, mad jack starting, undisputed future, and feel the power of meme.
And that match is next. So before we head down there, first off, hearing from our friend Istanbul, unwind after a hard day with the best fresh-made food goods and fresh coffee at the Brass Kettle Cafe. Treat yourself to luxury at the Brass Kettle Cafe. And also tweeting out on social media, I guess somebody did revive Max, who tweeted a message to you, saying, Montoya, one more word and I'll come visit you up there. Ausir, I have some words for you. You know, guys, you can't just...
I have several restraining orders against him. He can come up here all you like, Max. I'm just gonna get a payday.
Guys, I gotta remind you, you can't just threaten Michael all the time. It's not how it works. Sorry. I understand. He says very annoying things, but you gotta look past that.
I beg your pardon, Jerry.
And with that,
I'm an insightful journalist and commentator.
What's important, Michael, is that you believe that. And with that, let's head down to ringside for, well, I guess there's no other way to put it, for some Sawyer on Sawyer action.
The following is a match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, R Sawyer.
Gary, I just got one question for you, and that is red or green?
Green, all the way.
I have to, unfortunately, agree with you, Jerry. Just, you know it's bad when even my cold, dead, rotten, freezing heart is lit ablaze by the BS that the HR department has been pulling.
Apparently there is a
And
hashtag.
introducing their opponent, R Sawyer.
And here he is, the Undisputed Future, and the hashtag Stop Hitting Yourself trending on social media.
Oh, God. We got to make sure that this show doesn't get blocked on certain providers. This doesn't count as self-harm, does it?
I sure hope not.
Well, either way, we're going to have a match full of self-harm coming up next.
Yeah, now, but if Sawyer wins this match, he gets to finally get his time off and go a clown hunting.
And here we go. Sawyer v. Sawyer locking up HR. Driving the spine into the mat, opening this up with the idea of total control.
Well, that's good. Now I have a question. Sawyer just stated he didn't have anything to do with building this doppelganger. So where did Anon find him? Who built another Sawyer? Who would have the skill to build another Sawyer?
Maybe he didn't have to build another Sawyer. Maybe he acquired another Sawyer from another multiverse, let's say. Yeah?
Well, I mean, again, Sawyer himself stated that, you know, he was thinking about building someone. He had the parts to build a second him if needed, but he hadn't actually executed on it. So, like I said, I have questions.
And the plot thickens.
But I guess the question is, who has skills to build a bot? I mean, we know a few engineers who could do it. Meanwhile, HR Sawyer getting cocky and getting hit by the classic version. Oh my God.
Yeah, Sawyer Classic just popping right back in.
That
hitting him with that reverse grip DDT.
Yeah, HR Sawyer is effectively, you know, the new Coke version.
Oh God, it's new Sawyer. Comes with less offense and crappy jokes.
And apparently, unbeknownst to me, Human Resources made this a no DQ hardcore match.
Oh boy.
Because the ref ain't counting, but when Sawyer realized that, he went for a chair. He went for a table.
Yeah, as soon as he realized those rules were loosened up, he went straight for that ladder.
And oh,
back body drop onto the can. Oh no, excuse me, that was a standing sliced bread. That was original Sawyer, got bodied straight into the trash can.
And now he's getting hit with a chair. Oh no,
Just laying in big strikes with that chair.
HR using the clown killer on the clown killer.
The irony is not lost on me, nor do I think it is Sawyer. Though I don't think he can think very much right now because he's just been struck several times with the chair. Oh! Big hit to the gut.
So tweeting out on I'm going to hold on to this tweet until they're till what I think is an appropriate time. But somebody has made an insightful realization, I think. But we'll hold on to that because I don't want to cover up this exciting action.
Big left hand there, sending him to the floor. Oh, he's got a baseball bat. R Sawyer. Sawyer Classic.
Taking it to HR. HR's down. Now he has taken the bat from R and is hitting him. We almost might be better off just saying green and red. At least there's no confusion who we're talking about.
I'm calling one of them Classic, and I'm calling the other Code Red.
That also works.
I wonder if there's a teal one that we can call Sawyer Blast. There we go.
Off of the equipment crate.
Sawyer Red straight off of the equipment crate with that beautiful cross body. Now trying to move those chairs around him. Oh! Perhaps maybe thinking the concerto, but Sawyer Classic.
Now he's heading back to the ring. At this point, I'm going to point out from the janitor stating, I just had a thought. A version of Chaz Lee built Zacho. What if the Murder Cave built H.R. Sawyer? The question becomes, why?
Perhaps a part of that device, maybe. I don't know, but honestly, Jerry, I've been thinking this for a while, but the future of Multiverse Nexus Wrestling seems to look grimmer and grimmer and darker every week, and I don't like it.
Oh, a kick from Classic Sawyer after Code Red, because why not? Was setting up the ring for brutality. My question, how alike are these? Do they have the exact same movesets? Are they just as strong as each other? Or are there differences?
Are there mechanical difference? Is it wholly aesthetical? Do they have different equipment?
Wait a minute, what are you
planning? In what way
Sawyer?
Would the processing power of an HR bot be different from a regular bot? Oh!
Right onto that pile of, ow. Well,
that waistlock suplex from the top.
And since they're wrestling bots, they are programmed to feel pain.
Oh yeah, you gotta know when to give up the ghost, otherwise you're just going to, need a body every match, They have to have some manner of self-preservation, and pain is an essential part of that. Oh, but unfortunately, it's got a sting when you go face first into a ladder. Oh, powerbomb by Code Red!
Oh! Classic.
Easily the worst type of Sawyer.
And now, here we go. And, knee to the head on Classic Sawyer.
Always overplayed and overstocked at gas stations.
And now, this is ominous. But Classic was ready. But Code Red is not giving up. You've infected me with these nicknames. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
Listen, it was a good idea, and I'm running with it.
Sawyer Blast.
Listen, Sawyer Blast is my favorite Sawyer.
Oh, monkey flipped into the ropes.
Beautiful monkey flip there. Is Classic gonna kick out? Just a 2 count there.
Now, a whipping.
Are there any stakes in this match, Jerry? What do you think?
Well, yeah, we know that Sawyer, Classic Sawyer, if he gets to finally get his vacation days, he gets to go after his trip to Isla Scorn. My question is, what happens if he loses? My other question is, what happens, to HR... Basically, what happens to the losing Sawyer?
Yeah, that's the part that's got me worried. You see what I came in? Did we get a weird order of diamond tip tools lately?
I don't know. I guess my question is this, are we seeing, and they can be only one situation?
Yeah, I think this is the Highlander of robots we have going on right now. There can only be one, and they're both pissed.
Look, guys, we would have Queen playing right now, but DMCA would kick our ass.
Fair. Problem is, we'd ask for that, and then what we'd get is Fat Bottom Girls.
Hey, that's a solid song.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, don't crap about that song. Oh, kendo stick. Oh, reversal sweeps it right out of his hand. Sawyer Red just immediately putting the kibosh on that offensive by Classic.
Oh, I think Classic is leaking coolant.
Classic definitely has some sort of lubricant leaking out of the forehead there. And another Russian leg sweep.
Oh, stunner! Cyber stunner on Classic.
Cyber stunner on Classic catches him. Oh, just a 2 count. Big Red's got to be pissed at that one. See what I did there? I used a second.
Used
a second that was also red.
You're
See?
very good.
See?
Yes.
That coolant getting all over the ring. Box of the ears. Big forearm strikes. Big lariat. And another one. Things are looking bleak for Sawyer Classic. Uh-oh.
Oh!
Off the top of that elbow drop.
This is not looking good.
1, 2, no!
And I think he's looking for it. I think he's wanting to put out Classic. Oh, but Classic had it scouted. Wait, did he?
Oh.
Now we're outside.
Of course he had it scouted. It was him.
Up, Fireman Carry takeover.
Oh. Good Fireman's Carry takeover. Back into the ring.
What
does Classic have on his mind?
He's looking for something. And Sawyer Red is saying, just bring it. Whatever Classic was looking for, he didn't find. But he's got a cyber...
Oh, but he found the stunner!
Cyber stunner of his own. 1, 2, 3!
3!
And your winner, R Sawyer!
Once again showing Classic is always better.
Enter Stunner Leave. It is time to head home for Sawyer Classic, or I guess we just call him now R Sawyer.
Yeah. There is only one. What are they
getting jiggy with it?
I'm just curious. Yeah, the HR just sort of rolled out of the ring and is just sort of lying there.
Yeah, he's just lying there. That stunner definitely put him out.
But yeah, R Sawyer gets to go to Isla Scorn and do what he's been meaning to do.
Yeah, and with that, oh, here comes, oh, the rest of Mima's coming down in there.
Well, Malice. What? Because Zacho is currently at the site of the Fallout death match.
Yeah, Malice is just dragging it. Does Malice have a saw in his hand?
It's so hard to tell. That could just be his, he is a transformer.
Oh God.
Well, they're taking him backstage, so I'm sure he's just helping. I'm sure he's just acting in his capacity as a tow truck.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah.
Is that a bandsaw? Do you hear that?
I don't know. You're just inciting the crowd now. Meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, Constantinople, there's nothing wrong with getting grimdark. It makes life worth living. See, you inspired
On a completely unrelated note, remember, folks, it's always proper to recycle.
I mean, fair point.
He's definitely getting reduced right now. He might be reused later.
Parts is parts. All right, folks. Well, we still have 2 matches to go, but they are monumental. First off, and both of them mandated by Human Resources. And before we get to that, though, I'm sure this isn't an ominous message at all, but tweeting out on social media, Dr. Grimm saying, "Be seeing you soon, Sawyer."
Mountain Dew getting challenged by Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Human Resources Department determined that due to, in their words, it being treated so unfairly, the Outlaws get a shot at the at the Unified Tag Team Championship. And let's not waste any time. Let's head down to ringside.
The following is a tag team match. It is for your Unified Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, the Outlaws.
So the Outlaws have been, under the protection and gaining the favor of the Human Resources Department, who is now just booking all of our big titles. And according to Human Resources, the Outlaws get this shot at the tag belts. Because
hey, Jerry, be happy. HR just took a big hit. Who knows what that means for the future?
They did, and I'm just thinking this would be, the third time the Outlaws would be entering Multivania as the champions?
Well, maybe they're meant to be champions, Jerry.
Yeah, they always go into Multivania with the belts, but they never leave with them.
Well, maybe this year's the year. Huh?
Well, we will find out. But right now, here they are.
See, they're two hard-working class acts. You can tell by the fact that their entrance music includes harmonica. That's the mark of an honest man right there.
And introducing their opponents, they are the Unified Tag Team Champions, the Aw Lawds.
Oh, Lord, they're coming.
There they are, Sasquatch Wing and Raphael Sampson. Sampson, previously the Big Oof champion, lost his belt after interference by the Outlaws. The Outlaws, though, had the advantage of Sasquatch Wing had earned a wish. And he cashed that wish in to make the match at Future Shock a triple threat. And the Aw Lawds walked away with the gold.
Yeah, they walked away with those titles. And Squatch is looking a little jacked up today. Perhaps he had a little bit too much Squatch Roast cold brew, which is what I'm drinking right now.
I mean, it's good stuff. I still prefer the classic Squatch Roast myself.
Oh, that's because you're old.
And with that, here they are as we do prepare for the ritual of the belts. Of course, the other issue the Outlaws have been dealing with is Apex still unhappy with what happened when CJR Killer ran over Nero Napier.
Yeah, I believe there's an attempted attack made by one Blight Howless.
It's true.
Terrible, horrifying monster from our sister show over at Flashbang.
And when CJR Killer was in a showcase match, out came Labris, one of the Minotaur brothers. But that's neither here nor there. This is now about those belts. And if I'm the Outlaws, I'm not going to be worrying about Apex. I'm going to be worrying about those two hosses they're facing across the ring.
Two absolutely jacked and stacked competitors.
Yeah. Starting out with CJR Killer and Raphael Sampson in the Judge of the Multiverse just slaps the taste out of his mouth.
Yeah, just a disrespect little off-canny slap there, followed by the gut buster. Immediately in control is Raphael Sampson. CJR Killer, however, not a stranger to turning things around, reversed that into a shoulder check, but now Raphael Sampson gets tossed. CJR Killer is a strong, strong man, and even you can't deny that, Jerry.
Oh, I can't. And the Outlaws are a classic tag team. They were one of the Flashbang originals debuting very early in Flashbang's run. And they have held multiple tag team titles. And they are looking to do so again.
I think something they should hold is the respect of the fans. Just because these two fellas have a grumpy disposition doesn't mean everyone has to keep hating on them all the time. I frankly like them.
Well, I think the other thing people don't like is how they keep committing immoral acts for money.
Grumpy disposition, like I said.
And early on, pin attempt by Eldrazi on Samson, but Samson kicks out quickly.
You know, Taran laying in that knee, which is very effective, but on an opponent this big, you're going to need a little bit more power.
And of course,
now driving those knees into the back.
Following the unofficial member of the Outlaws activities on Flashbang, that of course being Suicide Gemini.
Oh, belly to belly there. Dropping him on his head.
And now tagging in the Squatch.
The Squatch jacked up on coffee.
Also, somebody unhappy about the recent pronouncements from HR about Zacho Duo, since, you know, the Squatch is, well, a Sasquatch.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, no, that's... It's like I said, there's not just bees, there's also very large creatures who we need to consider when it comes to... do we even call it human resources anymore? I feel dirty calling it that, Jerry.
Possibly. Remember, the Outlaws are special assistants to human resources right now.
I'm going to call it employee resources from now on.
So, ER.
Yeah, why not?
So, it can get very confusing when we say somebody has to be sent to the ER room.
Oh, that's just more japes. Come on. More fun to be had, Jerry. More knees to the gut, however, from Taran Eldrazi. Taran, a spry guy himself, able to stay in control here, even when wrestling an opponent as formidable as Sasquatch Wing.
So I have heard, actually I did hear one interesting possible variation. How would you feel about humanoid resources?
You know what, that also works because we're mostly humanoids here. We think, you know, of course we'd like to include things that aren't humanoid, but things with multiple, like, more than 4 limbs, it's a bit unfair.
I mean, other than that one time I saw Godzilla wrestling, I think they're mostly humanoids, yes.
Tails don't count.
And down goes the Outlaw.
Oh, good to Harris there.
And now in comes
CJR Killer. I have to say, so far in this match, I think the Outlaws are playing the tag game a little bit better than the Aw Lawds. They're fighting very cerebrally, very mindful of their opponents.
I mean, I hate to say it, but they are 2 veteran and skilled tag wrestlers. But here is the power of Sasquatch Wing.
Big military press slam there. That's a devastating move. And the tag is made. Raphael Sampson, here he comes. Tag team maneuvers, just working over that arm, but a back elbow straight to Raphael Sampson. CJR wasting no time. What has he got locked in here? Oh! Just driving the belly into the mat. That's gotta hurt.
I would agree. Yes. I mean, you've now been slammed into a mat. You know what it feels like.
It is not pleasant, Jerry.
Trying to make the judge submit, but Sampson says no. tagging in the Squatch.
Here comes Squatch Wing. But CJR Killer, of course, he's a beefy guy. He can lift that weight. If anyone can handle it, it'd be CJR Killer. But no, the power of Sasquatch. Big elbows. Oh, what a big knife edge chop.
Oh, and beating the drums of war.
Just decimating the abdomen of Sasquatch Wing. Good elbow there. Dropping across the chest.
Elbows to the forehead. Trying to bust Squatch open.
Most certainly trying to pop one of those blood vessels. Get that skin raw enough to get some blood flow and get it in his eyes.
Oh, and suplex by Squatch.
As has been proven time and time again, the Outlaws will do whatever it takes to get a win, including leaving their corner, letting go of the tag rope, and giving a stiff left to Sasquatch Wing.
I think Taran may have paid for that.
Yeah, that was a big Samoan drop into a scoop slam.
Yeah, now he's just getting manhandled by Wing.
Squatch handled, Jerry.
He's a man. He's male.
He's male. He's a Squatch. They're posturing at the crowd here, but that's not going to get you anywhere in a wrestling match. You got to wrestle. You got to wrestle, Taran. Big lariat, however.
And just driving that knee into the back of Squatch. Oh, but trying for a kick and deny. Oh, Taran, you're in a. Oh, no. Oh, Taran. Oh! That was a team effort biblical. Oh, they won!
Oh, my God!
Your winners and still unified tag team champions, the Aw Lawds.
Guess who's not going into Multivania as champions?
No, sir. And with a, I don't know if I've seen them do that before. That teamwork biblical proportions, but it worked. And they retain. So the Aw Lawds will be heading into Multivania as your unified tag team champions.
What a match!
Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
What?
It's the Minotaurs!
What?
It's
Labrys and Satyrus Basilicus!
They are taking it to the Outlaws!
Just playing with their food. What do we got?
Can we get the ring cleared, folks?
What are those monsters from Flashbang doing over here?
What? You already know the issues between the Outlaws and Apex. What happened? Getting business, getting some payback.
Who left the door open?
I mean, technically they are MNW employees. But yeah, that happened. So there they go. And it's pandemonium, it's insanity. But, they can take their time clearing the ring because our next match, we're going to somewhere else entirely anyway. Meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, McMorgan. So what happens when you get two Minotaurs drunks? Because I need to buy those two lads some drinks. Oh, boy. That's a great question. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event.
Oh, it's that time, Jerry.
So deadly. We have to hold it off-site. We have to, it is an arena. Despite what was listed last week, the insurance carrier would not okay the selling of tickets.
No.
So it is, you've got a secure facility.
It's a broadcast only. Yep.
Our referee, Pete, is being, well, Peter, I'm going to differentiate, but by our broadcast colleague, he is currently being shuttled over to the facility because, again, for the insurance carriers, they will only okay this match if we said the ref who has, functional immortality.
And also our favorite shadowy government organizations have lent us an extraction team in case anyone needs to be removed from the premises.
Yeah, and the announcer is going to be, as we are working remotely. I think everything else we'll explain as we go along. I'm being told in the feed they're ready. So let's transfer over to the other area and get ready for this matchup.
Take a sip on some radium, folks. It's about to get deadly.
The following is a Fallout deathmatch and is your main event for the Universal Championship. The rules are, falls count anywhere, there's no disqualification, and in 20 minutes, the entire facility detonates. Introducing first, the main man.
Oh, here he is, folks.
Michael, get out your list.
Oh, God, I wasn't prepared, Jerry. I don't have the list pulled up. Hold on.
Well, you gotta get it fast. He's coming down the ringside.
It's Big Papa Plutonium, the Atomic Adonis, the main man, the Chernobyl Chat, the Plutonium Powerhouse, the Thorium Thunderer, the Uranium Undoer, the Nine Island Noble, the Radioactive Romantic, the Half-Life House, the Mr. Radiate Yo Girl, Oppenheimer's favorite son, the Geiger Goliath, Megaton Master, the Rad Raider, Uranium Usurper, Glowing Gladiator, Radioactive Rascal, Cadmium Crusher, Plutonium Punisher, Manhattan Masterpiece, Toxic Terror, Elsa's favorite furnace, the Maharaja of Radiation, the Gargon Ergon, the Hazard Hulk, the Wrath of Radon, the Fallout Fiend, the Gorgeous Geiger, Mr. Duchan's Angrier Brother, Nitrogen, Neanderthal, the Radioactive Ruckus, the Plutonium Playboy, the Isotopic Icon, the Hydrogen Haas, the XXX Ray, the Megaton Menace, the Half-Life Horror, the main man.
I think we now have I think you need to add Atomic Advocate to that.
And the Atomic Advocate.
Well, this is why he takes such a long time walking to the ring.
Yeah, he's going to give Michael a chance to get all those out. But yeah, this is...
My lungs are trying to kill me.
Well.
Okay. Announcer.
And introducing their opponent. They are the MNW Universal Champion, Zacko Duo.
And Zacko Duo coming out to his classic theme.
Classic.
And there he is, the multiverse heavyweight champion, Zacko Duo. The only other person, at least we've got a bot and a radioactive undead revenant in a decommissioned nuclear cooling tower scheduled to detonate, which gives this match a 20-minute time limit.
And that's a hard limit.
It is the hardest limit.
The hardest limit possible. The building will explode.
So, as we said, a replica of the arena was built, seats and all. But,
there's even a Dippin' Dots stand. I'm tempted. I love Dippin' Dots.
Well, yeah, but, originally there was like, we will sell tickets to this. And then the government said, no. No, you will endanger the minimum of life. Even that Ring Girl's appearance, that was just a hologram. The only physical people in the arena right now are Zacho Duo, Big Papa Plutonium, and the referee Peter. A bot, an immortal, and a radioactive undead creature.
A surprisingly mundane immortal at that. I mean, our ref is, for a man who has been living forever, he's kind of just a normal guy.
He's just a
chill
guy.
Dude.
His favorite thing to do is go out in the lake he nearby and go fishing.
But here we are, folks. A match of epic proportions for your multiverse heavyweight championship. The most illustrious title in all of professional wrestling is on the line tonight, right here, right now, in this Fallout Death Match.
Right, and Gorwheel tweeting out, come on, Rev, bring it home, bring down the house, and Bot. It's time to take that belt back where it belongs.
At a minimum, Jerry, this match is historic.
I would not disagree at all. First time we've ever had a death match in MNW from what first ever death match. Which in our case, and we've had actual people die.
Presentation of the belt to the challenger there. The main man, Zacho Duo, a radioactive Hulk versus one of the most fine pieces of engineering physically possible. And there's your bell.
And off
timer
they
in
go.
The top corner. When that timer reaches 0, there will be a detonation of a unspecified yet terrible magnitude that will bring the entire building down.
And real quick, just to clear the queue, we have Sasquatch Wing tweeting out, this one think Aw Lawds make point. Little disappointed Satiris not attack Sasquatch, but will wait turn while they take out frustration on Outlaws Sasquatch patient. And then also just to get this one done, Taran Eldrazi, screw it, keep eyes in the back of your heads, Apex. We'll see you on Flashbang. Get ready for us. Going to get suicidal. I mean, that's clever. They are still banned from that arena, though. There's no ban.
How's that going to be? How's that going to work?
That's a great question. Theron is often making proclamations he can't actually follow up on, so we're used to it.
That's just there now, Jazzy. But meanwhile, the main man has just been absolutely mogging Zacho Duo.
Yep, and I mean, Big Papa Plutonium. He has many championships. He has won every other championship we have available. He has been the Warp Gate Hardcore Champion. He has been the Nexus Titan Champion. He has been the Big Oof Champion. He has been the Tag Team Champion. The only thing he hasn't held yet is the World Championship.
And what an accolade that would be to add to the collection. Right now, just, again, the power and strength, those strikes, showing how absolutely devastating they can be. Even someone as durable as just Unlock as Zacho Duo is struggling. It's almost disturbing to see the champ struggling this hard against an opponent.
And going for a pin early, surprised, but one, and just a 1 count. I guess you'll go for early pins to wear your opponent down. I imagine if I'm gauging this right. Big Papa would love to leave Zacho splayed out for when the explosion occurs. 1, 2 count. Zacho Duo, on the other hand, I think...
2 count there.
I think Zacho just wants to win. I think he would consider the building exploding a bonus, but, you know, he's not as invested in it, would be my guess. Oh, going out...
You never know.
You never know what?
Well, you never know what they're motivated by. Our competitors are weird, Jerry.
I'm okay. That's the deal.
Pulling out a table, the main man. Immediately, Zacho yoinks it as soon as he gets in. Oh! Clever move from Zacho Duo.
I mean, everything is fair in this match. Everything.
That's where Zacho needs to take this match, is in that, being 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of the main man. That's how Zacho wins this match. Oh, big tope suicida over the top.
The ref is only there to count the pinfalls and submissions. That's it.
The eerie silence as just the sound of strikes echo through this decommissioned nuclear facility. Got a bat there from under the ring.
And
Zacho, the main man.
Oh my goodness, the main man hits him with the bat. Brutality on display.
Just laying in those strikes with no mercy.
Now the main man looking for something. That's a sledgehammer. That's a sledgehammer.
That's a sledgehammer, but he's not done.
What else
is he?
Oh, and that's a kendo stick.
Oh, the thunderous smack.
Oh, without the crowd, you can really hear that echoing.
I think that one left a dent.
And we are just about at the 5-minute mark in this match.
Out comes a ladder. The main man looking to...
Just hitting Zacho with the ladder.
Just driving it into his abdomen. You hear that thunk of metal on metal. You don't know if it's the ladder crunching or if it's the superstructure of Zacho Duo failing.
Now what's he looking for? I mean, we got a kendo stick, another kendo stick. I think he's saying
the main man is one for excess.
You know what? I agree to that.
He's all about taking it to the extremes, Jerry. Sledgehammer in hand, chair in hand. They go at each other. Zacho driving the sledgehammer into the abdomen. Let's see that again. Oh, right in the spine. Aiming that at the small of the back. Oh, on the forehead. He's trying to kill him, Jerry.
I mean, sure. Why not?
It is a death match.
Oh, and the clown killer up deployed. Now he's setting up at the corner. 5+ minutes
have elapsed. Less than 15 minutes. This building will be no more. Setting the ladder up. What Zacho got in mind? Springboard. Oh!
Now he's just Zacho trying to get back to his feet.
Hoisted by his own petard a little bit there. His legs landing on that.
Did you hear something?
I believe that was one of the charges going off prematurely.
No. Those were secured, right?
I hope they were. Why? What was that noise? I don't like that noise. Oh! Pile driver from the ring apron to the outside. Zacho's got to be finished now. Falls count anywhere, folks. 1, 2, new champ. No!
I mean, Zacho Duo is held on to that belt for almost a year for a reason. I'm hearing somebody saying we were just hearing the sound of thunder. That maybe there's a storm outside the facility.
I hope it's just a storm outside that facility.
Yeah.
These are two fan favorites going at it, folks, in a match that could cost either of the men's lives.
Zacho bringing him back to the ring. I mean, he doesn't have to win in the ring. This is falls count anywhere. They could go anywhere in this facility. All I'll say about staying where they are is the extraction crew has a clear path to get them from the ring area.
Yeah, surprisingly, that shadowy government agency that we all know, they're really, really good to work with, you know? They gave us the paper.
Surprisingly good, yeah. In fact, although Sir Unklydunk is tweeting out, if you'll excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be on a helicopter getting as far away from that building as possible. I mean, I have been assured it will be an excellent controlled implosion of the building. Meanwhile, 1, 2...
The strength of the main man, of course, Zacho not kicking out quite yet. He's taken worse beatings than this, but did you see that absolute brutality swinging Zacho into the ring apron?
I did.
Using him like a hammer.
And again,
just absolutely ragdolling the champ.
Going under the ring again. What is the main man looking for?
What nefarious object could he possibly be looking for?
Coming back to the other side, maybe he'll find it over here. Zacho coming over.
On the prowl.
The main man not getting what he wanted. Picking up that table. And Zacho...
That's what I was looking for.
This is the second time Zacho has wrenched that table away from Big Papa Plutonium. And over the barricade.
Zacho's tactile response seems to be too overwhelming for the main man at times. He's very slippy. Oh, but just dumping him over the barricade. The main man follows suit. Here we are outside into this eerie emptiness.
I mean, it is spooky to see the arena empty.
I think it's even too spooky for the flashbang ghosts to hang around, because we ain't even hearing anything.
That's a good point. And these two just going crazy on each other.
We have tipped over halfway mark, Jerry. Less than 10 minutes. The building goes bye-bye.
That's a good... Oh! Half-life!
Oh!
Out of nowhere!
Just out of nowhere, he led him over that barricade and just took advantage of the positioning, hit a half-life, bouncing the cranium of Zacho off the stairs. Now what's he going after? Getting a ladder.
He's setting up for something.
Just setting up all four corners, it looks like here, Jerry. Oh, and there goes the table. Table's deployed.
He's got something planned.
And to the outside. Oh, here we go.
Oh, another one!
Oh, another pile driver to the outside. Dear God. Just off the ring apron. That extra height, that extra velocity, that's gotta hurt even a mechanical being such as Zacho Duo. Zacho sledgehammer in hand, back into the ring. Straight to the gut. Zacho walking with determination now. Seems like he's not having it. Back into a mood is your champ, Zacho Duo, planting the main man. What do we got going on? Zacho setting up for something. He's got some idea of what to do with the main man. The main man, too much power, too much strength. Up and over. Oh! Just sending the back half of him right into the edge of that table. And
We are sure those.
See, I told you, Jerry.
We are sure those explosives are secure, right?
Did you buy those from Impact Wrestling or something?
No. I was assured by the engineering company we contracted that everything was going to be fine.
Because exploding death matches are... Come on. We know they're notoriously unreliable, but it's supposed to be the opposite way. What if they just went poof, Jerry? That would be funny, right? It would be safe and no one would get hurt. But no. Oh, God.
Zacko now setting it up.
Table set up on the rampway outside.
And
6 minutes 30 remaining in this match before the building.
So Maximillian Thunderthighs tweeting out, "Sorry, Jerry, I let out some frustration and it shook the skies. Hashtag Thunderthighs."
I hate that he rhymes. I hate it every time.
And we also have actually Samjax tweeting out, "TikTok, the clock is winding down. TikTok, the throne is about to drown." Oh, God, can you imagine if Samjax tried to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase now?
This is not the place you want to cash in, Samjax. Don't even think about it. That's a horrible idea. Though, if the match comes up a draw, do feel free to cash in on the corpses. Oh my God, the table's on fire, Jerry!
Oh no! This is how Defunct took out the Great Bull!
No disqualifications, flaming table! Domain Man just blasting it with some alpha waves and it burst into flames.
And, yeah, Zacko's like, "No, I don't want to go through fire."
He does not want to go through fire, desperately just whiffing with that sledgehammer. But now finally it hits his mark. Zacko, what do you got planned? What's going on?
I mean, I'm hoping he's heat shielded, but still, he's like...
Zacko Duo, the Robro.
Oh no, wait, and here's the other thing I just want to point out. We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left until the building goes bye-bye. Uh-oh. Sitting him up on those flames, just giving a nice roast to the back. Tiaras to the table, through the flaming table. This has got to be it. What's he got planned? That big... This has got to be it, Jerry.
I mean,
no!
You would think so, but both of these men are determined to win. I mean, Big Papa Plutonium, it's his dream. It is the one belt he hasn't held. And there was no way...
20 seconds.
Zacko Duo wants to give up his belt because of HR. And now Zacko taunting the main man to come back in the ring.
What a brave face put on by our champion. Against such a behemoth. Domain Man. What a terrifying opponent, especially in a setting like this. Domain Man thrives in this depraved madness. Zacko Duo's got to keep a level head, though.
They are less than... We're... 3.5 minutes left, folks. 3.5 minutes at this mark.
Tossing that to the outside, clearing the ring. Just look at him in the eye, but the main man still got plenty left in him, it seems. These two just swap it out with each other. Just absolutely manhandling each other. Oh!
Oh! Gory driver!
Just...
And...
That backdeck driver... That's gotta hurt the legs of even a mechanical being. Just driving those knees in the floor.
Into that chair, Zacko. You, come on. 1, 2.
Seems like he was several steps ahead. Not just one step ahead of the main man, but several steps ahead. He had the wherewithal to have that planted, sending his head straight into that, but he was not planning on the main man continuing to kick out of this righteous offense by Zacko Duo.
Well, that may be that. Oh, right.
Oh!
And there is that. All right. I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't even call the finishing move. Zacko Duo wins. Great, Zacko. Okay? Extraction team.
Okay.
What? Extraction team.
Extraction team. Let's
get these guys out of there. Okay.
Let's go home.
Oh, wait a minute.
They have the space blankets and hot cocoa, right?
Let the announcer do his job. All right. Well, Zacko Duo has retained. Now get out of that building. It's about to explode.
And still, your multiverse heavyweight champion of the world.
Okay, extraction team, speak to me. Whoa!
It's starting. It's hitting.
Okay, yeah.
Zacko.
We got 3 people to get out of there.
Zacko,
stop with your celebration protocol.
Zacko.
All right, extraction team, speak to me. Okay, they've got the ref. All right, Peter's out of there. Okay, Zacko they've.
What's the main man do?
They've got the.
He's just holding his arms out.
The main man is apparently now in the center of the ring.
He's laughing.
Okay, we'll get him out. What do you mean? Oh, what the extraction team is like, it's too late. The extraction team is pulling out. They say it's too late.
In the center of the. Oh my.
I'm sure he's fine.
It's the main man. He blew up a grenade factory. He's fine. He's fine, right? I think he's good.
Yeah, I'm sure he's yeah. Okay. One last very inappropriate tweet out on social media from Rapture New Road. This match brought to you by Referee Reality Referee Clone Surplus. We've got referee clones out the wazoo. Do what you want with them, rustle them, blow them up, make them do your taxes. We don't care. That is a completely made-up company since our rep is immortal. But yeah, you know what, folks? Congratulations to Zacko Duo. You know what? We're out of time. We will get you a report next week on the condition of the main man. For Pete McPherson and Michael Montoya, I'm Jerry Aldini. Good night.
Buenos noches.
Viewers, hear the roar of Sasquatch Wing. What half of Aw Lawds? Want more Multiverse Nexus Wrestling? Want more Raphael Simpson and Sasquatch Wing? Want more Aw Lawds? Then look below video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell and square, and watch more of MNW on this channel.